The superstar wife, in order to observe whether I am taking good care of the child at home, secretly signed my daughter and me up for a variety show. While my wife was away, my daughter and I completely let loose, totally unaware that our every move was being watched by millions of netizens. What, baby? Your homework isn't finished? Daddy will help you write it. What, baby? You're afraid mommy will find out? If you don't tell, and I don't tell, how will your silly mommy know? Just as my series of mysterious operations were driving my superstar wife to tears, the talents I accidentally exposed shocked hundreds of millions of netizens. At this moment, on the set of the program, Mommy is Not at Home, the host Xiao Yu was interacting with Chen Gayao. Superstar Liao, your husband and child don't know they are being live streamed. Are you worried right now? Chen Gayao sat on the large sofa in the guest area, her every frown and smile exuding a powerful aura and intellectual elegance. Actually, I signed up on an impulse. A phrase he often says is, "It's the same whether my wife is home or not." I believe my husband will take care of the family just like usual. In this regard, he has shown excellent willpower. Host Xiao Yu smiled. It seems our superstar is very confident. Of course. Chen Gayao looked at the camera with a determined face. I hope my husband can set a good example for other stay-at-home dads. If any bad issues occur, it can also serve as a negative example for them. Then please briefly introduce your husband and child so we can have a general understanding. Chen Gayao nodded. My husband's name is Lu Chen. He is 3 years younger than me. He is not in the entertainment industry, he's just a house husband. In my heart, he is a very wise and gentle person who takes meticulous care of me and the child. I never have to worry. When mentioning her daughter, a trace of maternal tenderness appeared on Chen Gayao's face. My daughter is named Lu Xiaoyu. She is 8 years old this year and will start 2nd grade after this summer vacation. She is very bright, clever, and active. Looking at her appearance, people usually think she's very quiet, but her personality is completely that of a boy. Although Yu has very good grades, she really dislikes studying. Perhaps in this world, only my husband can handle her. After this introduction, the audience in the live room and on site were filled with intense curiosity. Xiao Yu faced the camera excitedly. To be honest, even I, the host, can't wait. Now let's open the 360-degree cameras with no dead angles pre-installed in Superstar Chen Gayao's home and start our childcare live stream. As soon as the live broadcast screen opened, it entered the study. I was gently explaining a problem to Lu Xiaoyu. As I talked, I suddenly stopped. I clearly felt Lu Xiaoyu's exhaustion. She was only enduring it out of fear. As a reincarnated soul, I only tried for 1 hour before deciding not to repeat the mistakes of my previous life. In the past life, Chen Gayao and I hoped our daughter would become a phoenix. From prenatal education, we began teaching Lu Xiaoyu trigonometric functions. In kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school, the pressure we put on the child was too great, which eventually led to Lu Xiaoyu failing the college entrance examination and directly falling into depression. The once lively and clever little girl became taciturn, timid, and cowardly. Chen Gayao and I regretted it immensely, and our relationship suffered because of it. The huge and painful blow caused constant arguments between us, and Chen Gayao's career was damaged and never recovered. The happy family was gone forever. Now, living a new life, my mindset has completely changed. What Tsinghua or Peking University? What a superstar's child must be successful? It's all nonsense. No, as long as the child is kind and has a happy childhood, that is most important. I suddenly turned Lu Xiaoyu's thin body around, stared into her eyes, and said seriously, Yu, I don't think we can keep studying like this. You are already very tired and need to rest. Lu Xiaoyu was a bit dazed, her big eyes full of confusion. This must be a trap! There are homework tasks every day during summer vacation. How can I rest if they aren't finished? A strict father is simply a nightmare. I'm not tired, Lu Xiaoyu said against her heart. She didn't dare to believe her father easily. No, you are tired. From now on, as long as you don't want to do homework, then don't do it. Lu Xiaoyu had a look of utter disbelief. The bullet chat in the live room also became lively at this moment. Wait, this seems different from what Chen Gayao said. Wasn't he supposed to be serious? Why isn't he letting his daughter do homework? To make Lu Xiaoyu believe me, I added, Daddy was wrong. Giving you such great academic pressure usually makes you lose your happy childhood. That is definitely not worth the gain. You are at an innocent and romantic age, so you should play. So you just need to tell Daddy boldly, what do you want to play? Daddy swears to heaven he will play with you. Lu Xiaoyu widened her big eyes and asked tentatively, really? The bullet chat boiled over again. Don't believe him. My dad was just like this. This is definitely a trap for the kid. This scene is too familiar. I got beaten as a kid because of this. Then, can I play a round of Honor of Kings? I immediately nodded. Just such a small request? Then I must satisfy you. Daddy will be your support. Let's do a sweet duo queue. I'll let you witness the style of the #1 Zhang Kui in Tianqi district. Lu Xiaoyu was completely stunned, staring into my eyes with even more suspicion. Did Daddy get possessed? The bullet chat exploded again. Superstar Chen isn't home, so he's just letting himself go, right? I really didn't expect Superstar Chen's husband to be such an irresponsible person. Forget about us not believing it. Even Yu doesn't seem to believe it's real. In the studio, Chen Gayao kept smiling at the camera, but her back molars were almost crushed. Lu Chen, what on earth are you doing? Is this how you take care of the child when I'm not home? Who was it that told me children need strict discipline? Who said children can't lose at the starting line? Who said playing games makes children lose their ambition? The female guests of the observation group all looked at Chen Gayao, their eyes full of schadenfreude. Gayao, this seems completely different from what you said. Yeah, didn't you say he was serious? Wasn't he supposed to push the child's studies? Why isn't he letting her do homework and even taking her to play games? Could it be that Superstar Gayao is lying? Or is it that your husband usually pretends too well? Chen Gayao felt very wronged. Suppressing her anger, she smiled. My husband really isn't like this usually. I don't know what's going on today either. Host Yao Yu, seeing the excitement and wanting more, said, Superstar Gayao, you can send your husband a green cannon message. We can also see what your husband is really like outside of your presence, but you cannot reveal that we are live streaming. Chen Gayao nodded, took out her phone, edited the message, and sent it. The message was displayed on the big screen. Yu, how is the homework coming along? When the content of my reply was projected on the studio screen, everyone was stunned. Sweetheart wife, are you still worried with me at home? It's been finished long ago. Everything learned is understood. Everything written is correct. Right now, Yu is playing the piano. In a while, she'll practice dancing and painting. Chen Gayao was completely dumbfounded at this point. Lu Chen, you actually dare to lie to me. The 3 female stars in the observation group immediately burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, I can't breathe! My 10-year-old kidney stones are shattered from laughing. See that? Men. Not a single one is good. They all fool their wives like this. All married sisters, keep your eyes open. Chen Gayao wanted to cry but had no tears. He's really not like this usually. At this time, on the big screen, I was seen putting away my phone and smiling proudly. See? Your mom is very easy to fool. If you don't tell and I don't tell, the 2 of us can have a happy duo queue all day. Today, if I don't carry you to the strongest king rank, I don't deserve to be your dad, the daughter asked in a small voice. Then what about the homework? I patted my chest. I'll finish that homework for you in 5 minutes. Chen Gayao was now grinding her silver teeth. Meanwhile, the 3 female stars were clutching their stomachs and pointing at the big screen. Gayao, your husband is so funny! He's killing me! It must be very cheerful at the superstar's home normally, right? Chen Gayao's blood pressure soared, and she suppressed the urge to take a plane back to settle scores. On the live screen, Lu Xiaoyu was trying hard not to believe it. But the desire for Honor of Kings in her heart was too strong. Then, I pretended to be displeased. Then what? I remember your mother made you uninstall the game, right? Now go get the phone and download it. I'll help you with your homework. Lu Xiaoyu stood up happily, walked to the door, but then paused. She peeked from the door frame. The bullet chat suddenly became dense again. Not bad, not bad. This living ancestor father knows how to share his daughter's burdens. You call this sharing burdens? This is called leading the kid astray, okay? Is such a father really qualified? Not letting the child do homework and even helping her write it? For a father like this, I just want to say give me one too. There was also a burst of laughter in the studio. Li Xiaolu covered her mouth, looked at Chen Gayao, and gave a light laugh. Superstar Gayao, your husband really has a childlike heart. Ha ha ha. It seems your husband has fooled people quite a bit before. Now that you're not home, his true colors are showing. Chen Gayao tried to maintain her composure, staring at the screen, chanting in her heart, "My daughter must be sensible. She will definitely stop Lu Chen." However, Lu Xiaoyu on the screen only took a curious look at the homework and then ran cheerfully to get the phone. This time, Chen Gayao was completely hopeless. Fu Qingran, a father in the observation group who hadn't spoken, finally spoke up. As a child psychology expert and family research professor, I must voice my opinion. Lu Chen is giving the child the wrong guidance. He is not fit to be a father. For a child around 8 years old, at the early stage when it's easiest to form good study habits, if they are misguided by a father like this, it will be very difficult to get them back on track later. Mobile games are very attractive to children. A child's thinking is very simple and easily filled with what they are most interested in, thereby losing the motivation to study. So regarding Lu Chen's actions, I'm afraid I cannot agree. Even if he is superstar Chen Gao's husband, I must boldly stand up and give everyone the correct guidance. Fu Qingran's words were very serious and professional, and his tone was heavy. After finishing, Fu Qingran also looked at Chen Gayao, superstar Gayao. "I wonder if you think I'm right." Chen Gayao was very conflicted and angry at this moment. She knew Fu Qingran was holding a grudge, previously in an interview in order to create a topic. Fu Qingran had asked sensitive questions about her marriage and was rebuffed by her on the spot. Although she agreed with Fu Qingran's view on my current childcare, she didn't want to admit it. "Who are you to talk about my husband?" Chen Gayao sneered in her heart, but on the surface, she could only respond reluctantly. Hey, I very much agree with Sister Qingran's viewpoint. I hope everyone doesn't learn from my husband. She said this almost through gritted teeth. At this moment, she somewhat regretted participating in this show. The bullet chat also exploded at this moment. "What are you doing? Saying my wife's husband is no good? Who does Fu Qingran think he is?" Superstar Gayao really did the right thing participating in this show. It made her see one thing clearly. Lu Chen says one thing and does another. Only I am most suitable for Gayao. Brothers, draw your swords. A warm scene was unfolding on the screen. The game was updating, and Lu Xiaoyu was lying on the sofa waiting anxiously, her eyes glowing. I put some fruit on the coffee table and asked casually, "What rank are you?" Lu Xiaoyu said with some regret. "I've only reached gold 3 with 2 stars. I can only sneak a few games when you and mommy aren't home." After speaking, she suddenly realized she had let it slip and looked at me nervously. My expression indeed changed as I rubbed my chin and pondered. "Not being able to play games will indeed affect your mood. This won't do. It seems I have to buy you another phone." At this moment, Lu Xiaoyu finally completely believed that I was on her side. In the studio, Chen Gayao couldn't help but grit her teeth, her displeasure fully visible. The bullet chat boiled again. "Ha ha ha! It's rare to see superstar Gayao angry. I feel the same way. When I'm not home, my husband and son fool me like this. After I caught them, I beat them for 3 days before they behaved. What's a husband for? Isn't he just for playing around? Even if I find my husband is in the right, I'll just end with, 'Why are you being so loud?' and then keep doing what I'm doing." Oh, finally finished updating. I, the #1 mage expert of Tianqi district, am finally brazenly online. Lu Xiaoyu let out a howl and couldn't wait to open the game. I chuckled, entering the game while saying, "Don't worry about what the teammates choose. Just pick the hero you want to play most. If I let you die, it's an insult to me. Enemy forces will reach the battlefield in 5 seconds. Please be prepared. All troops, attack." Attack! Looking at Lu Xiaoyu on the big screen, dancing with excitement. Chen Gao's heart suddenly trembled. When was the last time she saw Lu Xiaoyu so happy? It seemed she hadn't seen it since she started kindergarten. Xiaoyu smiled and hosted. "Superstar Gayao, actually letting the child relax occasionally is not a problem. The most important thing is whether the father can make the child stop when necessary." Chen Gayao nodded slightly. "I hope so." Hey, come here. Aren't you going to take the minion wave?" "Ha! Isn't the mid lane wave all mine? Then you still have to come over. You only get money if you're nearby when the minions die." "Is that so?" Lu Xiaoyu, with sprint active, waddled her little Daji to the mid lane. Wait, don't go there. A huge burly man suddenly emerged from the grass, swinging an axe like a madman, already hitting Daji. Ay. Lu Xiaoyu was terrified. Just as Daji's health was hitting rock bottom, a hook appeared, pulling Diane Wei directly under the tower. Then a stun, followed by an ultimate, began to suck. Daji was safe. She went up with a combo, and Diane Wei died. Woohoo! Ha ha ha. I killed someone. Ha ha ha. Lu Xiaoyu was overjoyed. I was also very happy. Remember for next time, as a mage, you can't check the grass. My #1 Zhong Kui of Tianqi district is no fluke, right? Lu Xiaoyu nodded repeatedly. Such an accurate hook. Subsequently, whenever I hooked someone, Lu Xiaoyu would get the kill. The father-daughter duo was having a blast in their sweet duo queue. Are you sure this is a mommy is not at-home variety show and not a game streamer's live room? Even though I don't play this game, it's making my blood boil. I suddenly find this scene very harmonious. A father taking his daughter to play games, like friends. Harmonious, my foot. The king rank goes up, and the grades go down. Happy for a few hours, miserable for a whole semester. 2 games in a row were won. Lu Xiaoyu laughed loudly, hugged me, and gave me a kiss, and even fed me a grape. I felt a long-lost intimacy from my daughter, and my smile was so wide, my gums showed. In the studio, not only did Chen Gayao not see me hold back, but she suddenly felt a bit dazed. Li Xiaolu said seriously, "At home, my husband and I would never allow our daughter to play games like this. It will definitely lead the child astray." Fu Qinggran nodded in agreement. Children of this age are most likely to take their father as their first idol. The father's behavior is the object of imitation. That's why they say, like father, like son. Chen Gayao thought she had already mastered the ability to hide her emotions, but unexpectedly, she was on the verge of breaking down at this moment. And this wavering actually came from her confident and proud family. Perhaps because Su Binbin was young and also loved playing Honor of Kings, she offered a different opinion. Actually, I think it's quite joyful for Lu Chen to take Lu Xiaoyu to play games. Times are different. Education through entertainment isn't necessarily a bad thing. But then again, his Zhong Kui hooks are really heavy. Accurate. The scene immediately erupted in laughter. Although Su Binbin's view was not recognized by Fu Qinggran and Li Xiaolu, it unexpectedly won the favor of some audience members. Seeing that the observation group was about to have a dispute, Xiaoyu quickly smoothed things over. The live broadcast has only started for an hour. According to superstar Chen Gayao, Lu Chen is usually completely different from today. Perhaps there will be a reversal next? Everyone nodded. Right. Maybe Lu Chen is doing this on purpose to find an opportunity to make Lu Xiaoyu lose interest in the game? On the big screen, my daughter and I were still fighting. Ah! Lian Ling Wang again! It's Lian Ling Wang! He's making me so mad! You, don't worry. It's time to bring out my full damage Zhong Kui. In the Mommy is Not at Home studio, no one expected such a situation. It should have been a positive value live stream of writing homework, learning dance, and practicing piano, but now it had turned into a smoky battlefield. On the screen, I was controlling Zhong Kui, killing in all directions, while my daughter Lu Xiaoyu was behind picking up kills and screaming with excitement. Chen Gayao's back molars were about to be crushed. As a superstar whose career was in its prime, she well understood the entertainment industry's rule of new people replacing the old. Therefore, she was slowly beginning to transition to the position of a female CEO of an entertainment company. Participating in Mommy is Not at Home, this time was intended to let her husband Lu Chen and daughter Lu Xiaoyu show a wise, intellectual, and lively image to pave the way for the future. But never did she expect that I would directly tear her plan to shreds. Li Xiaolu laughed the loudest. Superstar Gayao, I now suspect you're intentionally creating a contrast for the sake of the show's effect. To be able to sacrifice this much for the show is truly admirable. Fu Qinggran's words were even harsher. This is a failed way of raising a child. I really don't know what superstar Giao's husband is thinking. He is not fit to be a father. If my husband did this at home, I'm afraid a divorce agreement would be thrown in his face. The atmosphere suddenly turned cold. Chen Gao's expression changed abruptly, and the powerful aura of a superstar-cum CEO instantly exploded. Miss Fu Qinggran, It is not your place to point fingers at my family. I have the ability to provide an affluent life for my husband and daughter. They don't need to work that hard to become other people's husband and child." Then Chen Gayao gave a cold laugh. "I'm afraid this is something you, Miss Fu Qingran, cannot do." The scene was filled with the sound of gasping. The bullet chat instantly exploded. That's right. Conservatively estimated, Gayao earns several hundred million a year, and the CEO dividends are another several hundred million. Why should her husband and child study like other people's? Everyone knows Fu Qingran's husband owes 500 million. To Chen Gayao, that's nothing. Fu Qingran has really kicked a steel plate this time. Fu Qingran's face turned cold. "I am correcting your husband's mistakes from a professional perspective." Chen Gayao directly interrupted. "You say it's correcting, and I say you can't do it. It's just stating a fact." She stood up, her aura fully unleashed. "If there is anything inappropriate about my husband raising the child, everyone can discuss it. I am also happy that everyone can learn childcare knowledge using my husband as an example. But there is one thing I must make clear first. Regarding my husband and my child, no one in this world except me can speak ill of them." The general director quickly told host Zhao Yu to take control of the stage. The first episode shouldn't be so tense. Zhao Yu quickly smoothed things over. It's normal for the observation group and the family owners to have differences. Every family has different needs. Gayao likes a joyful atmosphere, while Qingran focuses more on rules. There is no right or wrong. Su Binbin and Li Xiaolu also quickly changed the subject. "It's already 12 noon. Let's see what lunch Lu Chen makes for Yu. The breakfast made me drool. I really want to see what other culinary skills he has." Chen Gayao and Fu Qingran were both shrewd people and knew when to stop. Chen Gayao gave a professional smile. "My husband's culinary skills are beyond words. Even outside restaurants can't compare." Fu Qingran followed up. "I agree with that. For a husband to have superb culinary skills like Lu Chen is crucial for family harmony and the health of the child." The atmosphere instantly relaxed, and everyone looked back at the big screen. On the screen, Lu Xiaoyu had played 8 rounds of Daji, and I had used 8 rounds of Zhongkui as support. The father and daughter coordinated perfectly, gaining more than 20 stars in one go. Lu Xiaoyu was dancing with joy. "Ow! Daddy, you're so amazing! Zhongkui got a quadra kill, 15 kills this round, so cool!" I put down the phone and smiled slightly. "Daddy didn't lie to you, right?" "All right, it's lunchtime. Tell Daddy what you want to eat." Perhaps because of the game, Lu Xiaoyu trusted my change even more. She asked tentatively, "Daddy, although the food you make is especially delicious, can I eat fried skewers Jia Chuan today?" I was stunned. "Do you mean the kind fried in a pot on a roadside pushcart?" Lu Xiaoyu nodded, subconsciously looked around, and after confirming Mommy wasn't home, lowered her voice. "Once, while I was waiting for you after school, I secretly ate a little bit of a classmate's. Oh my, that taste was truly amazing." At this moment, in the studio, Chen Gayao was shouting internally, "Please don't agree. Yu, don't eat fried skewers. You must show off the only culinary skill you can take pride in. Save some face for me." The bullet chat instantly boiled over. "I can understand giving the kid help with homework and playing games, but eating fried skewers? That's too unhealthy. I feel Lu Chen will definitely refuse Yu." On the screen, Lu Xiaoyu looked at me with expectant eyes. I rubbed her little head. "It's okay to eat it once in a while, but don't let it slip when your mother comes back." Lu Xiaoyu clapped and cheered. I knew you'd make me braised ribs, fish tofu soup, stir-fried cabbage, and tomato with scrambled eggs for lunch today." I burst out laughing. "So smart!" The bullet chat boiled over again. "Wait, he just agreed like that? Isn't this spoiling the child too much? Most dads might not spoil their sons, but they definitely spoil their daughters." "Fried skewers aren't necessarily unhealthy? Some skewers use very good oil. Don't we use oil to fry things when cooking at home?" "The one upstairs sells fried skewers." Confirmed. In the studio, the audience's laughter wasn't perhaps the mocking kind like Fu Qingran's or Li Xiaolu's, but Chen Gayao still felt uncomfortable. She was filled with inner confusion. "Lu Chen, weren't you the one who previously insisted on not letting the child eat from roadside stalls? You used to be the strictest about cooking. What exactly is going on now?" Beyond anger, A bizarre thought even crossed Chen Gao's mind. Has my husband been possessed? The scene shifted. I told Lu Xiaoyu to wait downstairs while I went up to change clothes and get ready to buy skewers. But once on the second floor, I secretly made a phone call. Old son, help me fry some skewers. Use the best oil and the healthiest ingredients. Hey, isn't it just that my daughter wants to eat the kind from roadside stalls? I figured, in case it's unhygienic. You're a head chef at a big restaurant. Surely you can make something like this? I'll be there in 10 minutes. Seeing this, the bullet chat buzzed again. Gosh, Lu Chen had it planned out all along. He let Yu eat her dream skewers while keeping it healthy. This is what a meticulous father should do. I'm in love with this. In the studio, Chen Giao looked at me on the big screen and suddenly felt I looked much more pleasing. I told you so. My husband would never be vague about such things. Su Binbin also smiled. It's truly a very thoughtful and smart approach. Li Xiaolu, however, smiled and offered a different opinion. If Yu falls in love with fried skewers because of this, you can't lie to her every time, can you? Chen Gao glanced sideways at Li Haolu. The old son, Lu Chen mentioned, is the executive chef of a 5-star hotel near my house. I own 40% of the shares in that hotel. If I wanted to, I could have old son set up a fried skewer stall in my villa. Why would he need to lie to my daughter? Li Xiaolu's face instantly became awkward. I didn't mean it that way. The bullet chat exploded instantly. I'm truly impressed. Is it that they can't afford it? Does an old woman like you need to keep yapping? Exactly. Why lie to the daughter? Just tell her we're frying them fresh now. What's the big deal? That, worrying about nothing look is really ugly. On the screen, Lu Xiaoyu and I were eating quite well. The harmonious scene touched countless people. At this point, the live stream was supposed to end temporarily, but the bullet chat was full of opposing voices. Some viewers even started a poll. The option to live stream continuously until Yu falls asleep at night reached as high as 99.8%, far exceeding the break for lunch and resume at 3 p.m. option. The general director, Hong Bo, was beaming. This variety show was rated S by the station and was highly anticipated before it aired. Now, after just one morning of live streaming, it was so popular. This counted as winning the first battle beautifully. So Hong Bo waved his hand. Group 2 eat first, then replace Group 1. Guests and audience in the studio are free to move. Those who want to eat can go to the restaurant. Deputy Director Zhang Zhifeng was a bit panicked. Won't the station leaders blame us? Hong Bo's eyes widened. Give him face! Zhang Zhifeng was stunned. Is the general director's status that high? Hong Bo sneered in his heart. If this show becomes a hit, even the station manager will have to beg me. On the other side, Chen Gao didn't dare go eat at all. Host Zhao Yu brought her snacks and milk from the sponsors, and the live stream continued. Xiao Yu smiled playfully. Since this is an unplanned live stream, let's have a small segment. Let Superstar Gao call Yu to ask about the morning and what they had for lunch. Chen Gao instantly had a bad premonition. The morning broadcast made her realize that I seemed to be very good at lying. Okay. Chen Gao reluctantly agreed. The bullet chat exploded. If I marry Chen Gao, there's no way I'd lie to her. I bet Lu Chen tells the truth. Nonsense. I don't believe there's a man in this world who doesn't lie. Now we can only hope for Yu, the obedient and sensible Yu. Hope Yu just says it as it is on the screen. Lu Xiaoyu, who had just finished the skewers, was washing her hands. When I saw the call coming in, I secretly told Lu Xiaoyu, don't forget what your mom's call is for. What you just said. I answered the phone with a relaxed tone. Hello? Honey? Did you miss me as soon as you left? Hearing the same tone as usual, Chen Gao sneered in her heart. Did Yu finish her homework this morning? She finished! Didn't I send a green cannon message? She knows everything. I checked it all. I was lying on the sofa with the speakerphone on, my relaxed expression showing no guilt at all, even winking at Lu Xiaoyu. Lu Xiaoyu's expression was completely one of, I understand. The bullet chat went crazy. Lu Chen still doesn't know that his and Yu's every move is being watched by Superstar Gao. Even funnier is that the whole internet is watching. What's visible to the naked eye is Superstar Gao's anger. Look, Fu Qingguan and Li Xiaolu are laughing so hard their gums are showing. Chen Gao took a deep breath. trying to use a flat tone despite her surging emotions. Yu, tell Mama, what delicious things did Papa make for you at lunch? Lu Xiaoyu was stunned and panicked. Mama, Papa made 4 dishes for me at lunch. They were so delicious. They were braised gluten, Crucian carp roasted sausage soup, stir-fried chicken fillets, and chicken skewer scrambled eggs. The bullet chat burst into laughter instantly. Ha ha ha, Yu is too funny. Braised gluten, Crucian carp roasted sausage soup, stir-fried chicken fillets, and chicken skewer scrambled eggs. How can I understand every word but not understand them when they're together? She clearly said weird things, but she also told the truth. In the studio, the whole place erupted in laughter. The host also clutched her stomach, unable to stand straight. Even the usually icy Fu Qingran couldn't help but secretly turn her head as if she were vibrating with laughter. Chen Gao's temples were throbbing. On the screen, I was like a cat whose fur had been ruffled, jumping up to cover Lu Xiaoyu's mouth. Shh, you let it slip. Lu Xiaoyu was suddenly in a panic and began to explain incoherently. Mama, I was joking. Actually, what I ate today was braised gluten. No, it was. Lu Xiaoyu's big eyes darted around, and her brain began to spin rapidly. I'm gonna play the piano. Play the piano. Mama, we'll talk when you get back. Chen Gao stared blankly at the screen as Lu Xiaoyu hung up the phone. She saw me grumbling at Lu Xiaoyu, then saw Lu Xiaoyu looking full of guilt. She simply couldn't believe it. Why has my cute and obedient Yu learned to lie and be naughty now? Hey! Li Xiaolu's laughter sounded full of mockery to Chen Gao. Superstar Gao! As a woman who is also married with children, I must remind you, once a child develops a habit of lying, it's not easy to change. Fu Qingran quickly added, if it's under the father's instruction or permission, the child might even turn lying into a habit. Chen Gao was powerless to refute and could only nod. Lying is indeed wrong. I will definitely find an opportunity to correct it. Xiao Yu reminded her. Superstar Liao, take note. Our live stream is a secret. You can't say anything even after it's over. We're recording 4 episodes. Su Binbin helped out. Actually, sometimes you shouldn't magnify a tiny lie. If you do, the child might be too cautious normally, afraid of saying the wrong thing. At least, that's what I thought when I was little. Li Xiaolu and Fu Qingran glanced at Su Binbin, but didn't argue with her. How does a young girl understand marriage and raising children? Chen Gao cast a grateful look. Xiao Yu then asked, Superstar Gao, during summer vacation, what does your husband usually arrange for Yu to do after lunch? Chen Gao said without hesitation, usually after lunch, he arranges for Yu to take a nap. At around 2:30 p.m., she practices the piano. Su Binbin's eyes lit up. Does Superstar Gao want to cultivate Yu into a musician or a female singer like yourself? Chen Gao smiled and shook her head. No, my husband and I want Yu to go to Tsinghua University later. Everything else is cultivated as hobbies and specialties, so that's how it is. Actually, I think your daughter must have inherited your musical genes. It's a bit of a pity, Su Binbin said regretfully. Fu Qingran chimed in. Daughters often inherit from their fathers, while sons usually inherit from their mothers. Right. Li Xiaolu immediately agreed. My daughter inherited my husband's strengths. I can tell as soon as she lies, because she didn't inherit anything of my acting skills at all. Xiao Yu said, then let's see if Lu Chen will follow the original rules to arrange things for Yu. The bullet chat started up again. I've caught on to Lu Chen's childcare routine. He says one thing to people's faces and does another behind their backs. He definitely won't let Yu go to sleep. That man says, regardless of how indulgent Lu Chen was this morning, his love for Yu is real. He will definitely let Yu rest. On the screen, the father and daughter were sighing with worry. I rubbed my chin and asked, Yu, you've played all morning. Is it time for a nap? Lu Xiaoyu's little face immediately slumped. She went forward and shook my arm. Papa, I'm really not sleepy or tired. Having to nap every time is such a waste of good time. I pretended to be in deep thought. It is a waste. Then how about you practice the piano now? No! Lu Xiaoyu sat down huffily. I remind you, the task assigned by the piano teacher last night hasn't been finished yet. Lu Xiaoyu's eyes suddenly lit up. Papa, if I finish the piano task, record the video and send it to the teacher. Can you continue taking me to play Honor of Kings this afternoon? The bullet chat exploded instantly. He can't possibly agree this time, right? Otherwise, it's too much. He won't agree. Look, even Lu Chen is frowning. Sure enough, I shook my head. No, in that case, don't finish the piano task, and you can't play Honor of Kings either. Although I want you to be happy, I also have to be responsible for your health. You'll overstrain your eyes. Chen Gao didn't know how to feel at this moment. Preventing eye strain by not letting her play games is very right. But what do you mean by not finishing the piano teacher's task? Lu Chen, you're just fooling around. On the screen, Lu Xiaoyu was also stunned, then her big eyes darted around in thought. It seems that's not okay. Mama said, although our family is well off, my piano teacher is hard to hire. One lesson costs more than 800 yuan. I immediately looked relieved and rubbed Lu Xiaoyu's little head. Great, you understand the principle of not wasting money. Chen Gao finally showed a comfortable smile looking at this scene. The daughter is still sensible. At least she didn't agree to Lu Chen's lousy idea. However, Lu Xiaoyu suddenly stood up and looked at me seriously. How about this? I'll go practice the piano now and hand in the homework first. Then you call the teacher and refund the money for the remaining lessons. That way, you can buy me a new phone. Just like you told me, our father-daughter sweet duo Q. The bullet chat exploded again. I thought the little padded jacket daughter was truly sensible. If Lu Chen agrees to this, I'll take a 40-meter long blade to help superstar Gao kill him. In the scene watched by Chen Gao, who was gritting her teeth and wanting to kill someone, I actually nodded. Then I don't want to play support, I want to play marksman. At this moment, Lu Xiaoyu was sitting in front of the piano in the living room. Beautiful piano music spread out soothingly. The audience in the studio and the netizens watching the live stream all nodded. She plays so well! Chen Gao was also very satisfied. Lu Xiaoyu seems to have improved a lot. Every time I hear Yu Yu play at home, I'm very relieved. Yu Yu is talented and learns very fast. Su Binbin also nodded repeatedly. I also learned piano from a young age, but when I was Yu Yu's age, I definitely wasn't as good as her. But just then... Stop for a moment. I suddenly spoke. The piano music stopped abruptly. Lu Xiaoyu looked up, her little face confused. Papa, what's wrong? I rubbed my daughter's little head. Yu Yu plays very well, but Papa found 2 small problems. Ah. Lu Xiaoyu's pretty little face was full of confusion. Papa, do you know how to play the piano? Why didn't I know before? Chen Gao, watching the screen, was also a bit dazed. Su Binbin asked curiously, Superstar Gao, does your husband play the piano? Chen Gao shook her head, a trace of a smile appearing on her face as if she remembered something funny. How should I put it? If poking with one finger counts, then he does. The bullet chat exploded instantly. Poofed! Ha 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 ha! Superstar Gao is so humorous. Poking with one finger? Killing me. If one finger zen counts, then I do too. If being stubborn counts, then I do too. Quote, everyone, please understand. Is he just a living ancestor father wanting to show off in front of his daughter? Ha 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 ha! Chen Gao also became interested, her beautiful eyes staring at the serious me on the screen. I began to correct Lu Xiaoyu. You just had a problem with broken tones or sticky tones. Play those 2 phrases again. The bullet chat boiled over again. Killing me! One finger, guy is trying to teach the genius girl Yu Yu. I feel Lu Chen is about to fail, so looking forward to it. Chen Gao and Su Binbin looked at each other, both seeing surprise in each other's eyes. As pop singers, they actually hadn't heard it just now. When Lu Xiaoyu played again, both exclaimed at the same time. There really is a bit of a broken tone. Chen Gao said incredulously, such a subtle problem. Even I, a professional singer, didn't hear it. But my husband doesn't understand piano at all. How did he hear it? Everyone was even more confused, continuing to watch the screen with expressions of surprise. On the screen, I nodded with a serious expression. There are indeed some broken tones. This is like a person walking with a skip. It seems disharmonious. I sat down next to Yu Yu, placed my hands on the keys, and skillfully played that segment. While playing, I instructed, watch my wrists and arms. The reason for the broken tones is that your wrists and arms are too stiff and not relaxed enough. The sound will then seem stiff and discontinuous. It should be like this. Ding, 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 ding. Fluent and beautiful notes flowed from my fingertips, making the sound clear and relaxed. You need to reduce muscle blockage and tension. The bullet chat started up again. Gosh, it really is much more fluent. He really knows how. Can you believe even his wife didn't know he could play the piano? This man is too scary. After a brief moment of being stunned, Lu Xiaoyu's eyes lit up instantly. She clapped and shouted happily. It sounds so good. Papa is too amazing. I smiled and continued until the second problem appeared. In this segment, I imitated Lu Xiaoyu's previous playing style. Listen carefully. Here your playing is a bit sticky. The previous note hasn't ended before the next one comes out. The two notes overlap, like two shadows interlaced. The reason lies in the speed at which your fingers leave the keys being too slow. What you need to do is overcome the inertia of your fingertips and let the power condense there. At this moment, I became my daughter's idol. Lu Xiaoyu's little face was full of admiration. Papa, you're so great! My piano teacher mentioned this problem, but not as clearly as you did, and my playing passes with my teacher, yet you still heard it. Papa, is your piano level higher than Mama's? I laughed. Don't talk nonsense. Your mama is a master. Try what I just said again. When Lu Xiaoyu played again, there was indeed visible progress. The bullet chat started up again. How much for a lesson with Lu Chen? I'm willing to sponsor a lesson. This is too professional. Who knows Lu Chen's contact info? I want to hire him to teach my daughter piano. Chen Gayao looked blankly at the screen, simply unable to believe her eyes. When did he learn the piano? Just from that performance and guidance, the level is definitely not low. Chen Gayao suddenly felt a trace of anger in her heart. What else are you hiding from me? Fu Qingran spoke with hidden meaning. Heh. Partners living together every day are actually guarded against each other. Is he afraid of having to work to teach his daughter? Li Xiaolu also laughed. My husband is completely honest with me, so I can't understand why Lu Chen is hiding it. Is playing the piano such a bad thing? Chen Gao's face darkened again. Su Binbin wanted to speak, but didn't know what to say this time. Xiaoyu smiled. Another interesting segment is here. Now let's have our superstar Gao call her husband. In this segment, superstar Gao has to pretend to be angry and say to Lu Chen, I know everything. You better come clean. The screen switched. Lu Xiaoyu was playing the piano. Since they were doing something proper, Lu Xiaoyu and I were very upright. Mama's calling, keep playing. Let her hear that everything at home is normal. Amidst the soothing piano music, I answered the phone. Lu Xiaoyu's ears pricked up quietly. Hey, honey? Chen Gao took a deep breath, and her face instantly turned cold. Lu Chen, I know everything. You'd better come clean. What else are you hiding from me? I suddenly shuddered. Lu Xiaoyu's hands on the piano worked even harder, afraid the anger would burn her. I'm not hiding anything from you. My appearance on the screen was completely that of a hilarious person being perfunctory, while quickly thinking. The audience in the studio tried their best to hold back laughter, afraid I would hear something on the phone. Chen Gao's anger didn't look like acting at all. Lu Chen, what time is it and you're still hiding things? I'll give you one last chance. Hurry up and come clean. Okay. I'll come clean. I had a helpless look, as if resigned to fate. Chen Gao sneered in her heart. Finally going to come clean about the childcare things. If you miss even one, I'll wring your head off. The bullet chat exploded. Quote, see that? Men just can't handle a scare. As long as it's a strong woman asking her man like this, there will definitely be unexpected gains. That's right. Last time I asked my husband about private money like this, he came clean about 2 mistresses. Last time I asked my husband about secretly giving his mom money, he came clean about buying a house for his parents. Last time I also asked my husband, and he came clean about being into both men and women. I took a deep breath, my voice guilty. Last time you wrote that song, Fly to the Moon, I secretly changed a few notes. Chen Gao was stunned. Which phrase? The phrase escape from the most prosperous city, fly to the loneliest starry sky. Chen Gao's eyelashes flickered, and her eyes couldn't help but widen a bit. Xiao Yu started winking at Chen Gayao. Only then did Chen Gayao react. It's not about that. Hurry up and think. What else are you hiding from me? Ah? I let out an ah, looking heartbroken as if I had been hasty. Then, that necklace I gave you last time actually wasn't 140,000. It was 1.04 million. What? Chen Gayao was dumbfounded again. The bullet chat went crazy. Gosh, give me 7 husbands like this. I'll change one every day. Isn't he a house husband? How is he so rich? Chen Gayao questioned. Where did you get so much money? I muttered, my private money. Chen Gayao was stunned for a moment, but immediately put on a black face. It's not about that. There's more. You're still hiding things from me. I blinked on the screen, seemingly slowly realizing there was a trap. Having lived 2 lives, I had seen many such jokes, so I suddenly straightened my back. That's it. Just say it. What on earth am I hiding from you? You say it and I'll admit it. Chen Gayao was checkmated. She couldn't blow the secret of the show, so she could only say to the phone with a dark face, Fine, hanging up. I blinked blankly a few times and mumbled, Shouldn't be. According to your mom's usual personality, questioning so confidently, she must be in a bad mood and wanting to pick on me. Why did it end so abruptly? Lu Xiaoyu also fell into thought. Is it her period again? Bullet chat critical hit. Pfft, ha 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 ha, I can't breathe. Superstar Gao's family is too lively and funny. See? Although Lu Chen has some small flaws, he's definitely a good man. On the set, Su Binbin suddenly remembered something. Hey, Superstar Gao, is it that song Fly to the Moon? I remember it's the one Feng Qian from your company sang, right? Chen Gao nodded. Xiao Yu smiled and followed up. Superstar Gao, then you have to explain, right? Chen Gao thought for a bit. That song, Fly to the Moon, was my creation. Later I found that the chorus was a bit different from when I created it. It became smoother and better. I thought it was just a fluke during my creation. Xiao Yu asked curiously, Then can Lu Chen create music? Chen Gao shook her head slightly. He has never shown this talent. Su Binbin asked about the necklace. Chen Gao reached out and pulled the necklace from her neck. He gave me this for my birthday. At the time he said 140,000, and I didn't care. I thought it looked good, so I kept wearing it. Su Binbin let out a scream. Gosh, this is the Snow White series just released by Van Cleef and Arpels this year. It really is over 1 million. He's seen was filled with exclamations. The bullet chat also exploded. Are there any more men like this? How did watching a live stream result in pink eye, jealousy? Although Lu Chen indeed hid some things from Superstar Gao who can't understand, the childcare problem suddenly became a non-problem. The 3 female stars of the observation group and Xiao Yu all showed envious expressions, especially Fu Qingren. She couldn't help but think of her own husband and prayed silently in her heart. When it's our family's turn to live stream, please don't mess up. Chen Gao couldn't help but look at the big screen again. On the screen, I had already photographed Lu Xiaoyu's piano homework and sent it to the piano teacher. Immediately after, Lu Xiaoyu's excited shout came, Oh, finally finished. Let's have our father-daughter sweet duo cue. Today I'm going to reach the king rank. For the rest of the afternoon, the screen was full of happy gaming time. The dialogue between Lu Xiaoyu and me while playing games filled the live room with laughter and joy. Why aren't my milady's robots scary? He used his ultimate! Killing me, that damn Xiahou Chun? That's Xiahou Dun. That character is pronounced Dun. Remember it! Chen Gao watched the excitement of the bullet chat and the happy father and daughter on the screen, falling into deep thought. She suddenly realized that from kindergarten until now at age 8, Yu really hadn't had many moments happier than today. This made her wonder, was the education she and I gave Yu previously really correct? Making the child study hard wasn't wrong, but Yu didn't seem that happy. Thinking of this, Chen Gao shook her head slightly. No, everything is for Yu. Fu Qingran suddenly said, I confirm once again, Lu Chen is an irresponsible father. He's leading Yu down the path of losing ambition through play. It would be very hard to pull her back, Li Xiaolu agreed. Indeed, If my husband took my son to play games like this, I would never allow it. Su Binbin retorted, but Yu is very happy now. The father-daughter relationship is harmonious and cheerful. And Yu has already finished today's tasks. What's wrong with playing a bit? Fu Qinggran sneered. Did you forget? Yu's homework was written with Lu Chen's help, Su Binbin persisted. Yu is only going into 2nd grade after the summer vacation. She knows everything from 1st grade. It doesn't matter at all. Li Xiaolu shook her head. No. This has nothing to do with grades. It's a matter of attitude. Chen Gao could only stand up to smooth things over. Helping Yu with homework is definitely wrong. Everyone, don't learn from Lu Chen. But the bullet chat exploded. Who cares? Anyway, I find it fun to watch. Simply too joyful. One homework session swapped for a child's day of happiness? Worth it. I just think Lu Chen is very handsome and gentle, and Yu is very pretty and cute. That's enough. Quote, whose husband and child are perfect? If my husband had as much patience as Lu Chen and could play with the child for a day, I'd burn incense. In the father and daughter's happy time, the whole afternoon passed quietly. I made a sumptuous dinner for Lu Xiaoyu. Lu Xiaoyu, tired after a day, ate very happily, making countless people in the live room drool. Many people couldn't help but compare their own husbands again. Nowadays, a man who doesn't visit prostitutes or gamble and can cook, what more do you want? Quote, it's all Lu Chen's fault. My son is now forcing me to cook, and I really don't know how. Superstar Gao found such a domestic man. I'm willing to withdraw. Finally, evening came. Lu Xiaoyu was young after all and hadn't napped at noon, so she soon couldn't hold on. She sat on the sofa watching cartoons, and by 8 o'clock, her eyelids started to droop. That cute look made people shout that they couldn't take it. Chen Gao, watching the screen, also couldn't help but show a trace of a smile. And I was sticking up my butt, seriously cleaning up the day's battlefield. Such a scene caused many people to scold their own husbands again. I turned around and found Lu Xiaoyu already lying on the sofa, almost asleep. I gently woke her up. Yu, you haven't washed up yet? Lu Xiaoyu rubbed her sleepy eyes, pouting her small mouth in protest. Papa, it's okay not to wash up for one day. I want to sleep. The bullet chat began to guess. Lu Chen dotes on Yu so much. He'll definitely agree, right? He'll definitely agree. He even helped with homework and played games for so long. Surely he can't refuse this request? But I shook my head. No, Yu. I can take you to play, but some life habits cannot be glossed over. Girls must pay attention to hygiene and develop good habits. If you eat things during the day and don't brush your teeth, bacteria will grow. There will be little bugs in your mouth. Does Yu want little bugs to make a home in her mouth? Yu pouted and put on her slippers. Then Papa has to sing for Yu, okay? In the studio, many people instantly made surprise sounds. He actually agreed. Lu Chen really has a way. I think he's right. You can't compromise on habits. That's the only way for a child to develop good habits. If parents start to fool around, the child definitely won't care about these things. Xiao Yu smiled and asked Superstar Gao, does Lu Chen sing for Yu every night? Chen Gao frowned slightly and shook her head. I don't know, because Yu is very clingy. Every night it's Lu Chen who coaxes Yu to sleep. I'm very busy. Even when I'm home, Yu has Lu Chen coax her. Su Binbin expressed her admiration. Oh, Superstar Gao is really so happy. Chen Gao smiled. On this point, Lu Chen indeed does very well. I never have to worry about it myself. The scene shifts to Yu's room. Lu Xiaoyu is lying obediently on the bed, her bright big eyes wide, looking at me expectantly. Dad, sing me that song Mom sings, okay? You have to imitate Mom's voice. Mom hasn't sung to me for a long time, seeing this scene. Chen Gao's heart suddenly trembled. How long has it been since I sang to Yu? From when did Yu only want Lu Chen to coax her to sleep? She suddenly remembered some scenes. Every time Yu asked Chen Gao to coax her to sleep, she was always busy with work, and refused Yu every time, sometimes even scolding Yu because she was in a bad mood. Over time, after Yu started primary school, she never made such a request again. Thinking of this, Chen Gao's heart felt a sharp pain like a needle prick. While Lu Chen was always so patient, sure enough, In the scene, I smiled and gently patted my daughter's small head. Yu, I'll sing you a song of our family of 3, okay? Okay! Lu Xiaoyu closed her eyes happily. I also slightly closed my eyes and began to sing tenderly. In the studio, a series of shocked gasps suddenly erupted. Chen Giao stood up abruptly, staring at the huge screen in total disbelief. The bullet chat immediately exploded. Holy crap, this is Yu Yu's voice? Can you believe a 6-foot-tall guy can sing in a child's voice? It sounds too much like her. I have goosebumps all over. What kind of vocal control is this? It's terrifying. What song is this? Never heard of it. At this time, Lu Xiaoyu suddenly opened her eyes and looked at me. I was stunned. Did I sing it wrong? Excitement flashed in Lu Xiaoyu's eyes. No. Dad, your voice just now sounded just like a little girl's voice. I touched her small head and said dotingly, It is your voice. Stop talking now, close your eyes, and listen to fall asleep. I gently patted Lu Xiaoyu again and hummed. Dad, the sun has come out. Has the moon gone home? The bullet chat instantly exploded. I'm about the same age as Lu Chen, and now I want him to coax me to sleep. I want to call him Dad. At my age, I could be Lu Chen's mom, and I still want him to coax me to sleep. Su Binbin stared with her beautiful big eyes and hadn't sat down. Since I opened my mouth, she pointed her slender finger and asked in horror, What kind of vocal control is this? Not many singers in the music industry can do it. Superstar Gao, you actually didn't know? Chen Gao was also stunned. I never knew in the scene. I sang the beginning of the second part of the song, still in Yu Yu's voice. Mom, the leaves have turned green. When will they bloom? Suddenly, a gentle female voice sounded. When the leaves fall. The scene was filled with exclamations. In the video, it was still the girl asking and the mother answering. The singing continued. Su Binbin suddenly cried out, This is Superstar Gao's voice. The bullet chat exploded again. Holy crap, it's really the voices of Yu Yu, Lu Chen, and Superstar Gao. A song for a family of 3, is this original? I searched for a long time and couldn't find this song. Li Xiaolu and Fu Qinggran looked at each other, their eyes full of worry. Although Lu Chen helped Lu Xiaoyu with homework and played games with her, he also showed precious qualities that ordinary fathers don't have. Now, Lu Chen's singing ability has stunned the entire audience, and it might even be his original work. In the 2nd and 3rd episodes, it will be their turn for their families. What if they are compared and outshone then? Su Binbin shouted excitedly, Original! Definitely original. I couldn't find this song on any copyright websites either. Li Xiaolu raised a doubt and asked, But Superstar Gao didn't even know Lu Chen could sing, let alone create. Maybe he created it at Superstar Gao's company and accidentally. Chen Gao interrupted her. No, he has never been to my company, and I have never brought this song home before. Su Binbin said firmly, Then it must be original. After all, Lu Chen even modified one of Superstar Gao's songs. The bullet chat scrolled crazily. What's wrong? This song is original. It didn't touch your cake, Li Xiaolu, did it? Is it so hard to admit someone else's husband is excellent? Yu Yu is asleep. The live broadcast is ending. I'm so reluctant to let go. Can we switch the camera to the bathroom later and broadcast Lu Chen taking a shower? The live broadcast also came to an end amidst netizens' praise for me. Su Binbin was still shouting in shock for Chen Gao to go home and get the original version of this song throughout the live broadcast. Chen Gao's emotions fluctuated like a roller coaster. First confidence, then frustration and anger, and then shock. At this time, her heart was full of doubt. Lu Chen, what else do you have that I don't know about? Alright, our first episode of Mom is Not at Home has come to a perfect end. I believe everyone has felt the family harmony in Lu Chen and Yu Yu's live broadcast. In the second episode, we will go into the family of Best Actress Li Xiaolu to see how her husband takes care of the child at home. See you next time! After the show, Chen Gao sat in the business car on the way home, looking at the city neon lights outside the window and falling into deep thought. She had dissatisfaction with me overindulging Yu Yu, displeasure at Yu Yu learning to lie, and worry about still facing the camera after returning home. The program crew said that while ensuring family privacy, they would collect footage of her after she returned home to be played as opening highlights for the next episode. Assistant Zhao Yi turned her head from the passenger seat Gao, brother-in-law, and Yu are really so cute. I watched the whole live broadcast. Chen Gao smiled slightly. There are surprises, and also... Actually, I think it's nothing. Zhao Yi smiled. My mom told me that men are boys until they die. Most of the time, they will be like a child, with a child's innocence. Chen Gao's eyes flickered. Is that so? At 10 p.m.? Chen Gao pushed open the door. The house was spotless. I was sitting on the sofa watching TV with a cup of green tea in front of me. Chen Gao couldn't help but feel a warmth in her heart. As long as it was confirmed she was coming home at night, no matter how late, Lu Chen would wait for her. The house was always clean. If it was confirmed she'd eat at home, there would always be freshly made, delicious food. I handed over a cup of tea, and the last trace of displeasure in her heart disappeared. Tired? Should I give you a massage? I asked with a grin. Chen Gao shook her head and couldn't help but glance at the hidden camera location. Oh, been busy all day, let's chat. She sat down and patted the sofa beside her with a smile. I was stunned and then gave a smirk. I get it. You want to close mouths with me? Chen Gao immediately got anxious. Watch what you're saying. I shamelessly leaned over and put my arm around her shoulder, my chin resting on her shoulder. We're an old married couple. Are you still shy? Be serious! Chen Gao pushed my head away, feeling sweet inside, but pretending to be displeased. She suddenly thought of what Zhao Yi said to her. Men are boys until they die? Like a child? Lu Chen had always been mature and steady. Only when he was alone with her would he show a childish side. Isn't this another form of love? Let me ask, did you study music before? I nodded. When I was a kid, I was the lead singer of the Sanhe Primary School Choir. I stood in the C position. Was I proud? I showed off. Chen Gao was a bit speechless and laughed. Later in junior high, I was the music class rep. In high school, I learned the harmonica and guitar, and in college, to get to know you, I even studied piano for a while. Did you study it? Chen Gao asked uncertainly. I nodded. I did, but after you became a singer, I didn't dare to show off my meager skills. Then have you learned to write songs? I shook my head in confusion. Why are you suddenly asking this after coming back from a busy day? Chen Gao suddenly panicked. The question was too obvious. She hurriedly changed the subject. How is Yu today? I looked displeased. When I was at home before, when did you ever worry? Today you sent messages and called, specifically asking, are you that afraid I'll lead your daughter astray? No. Just then, Chen Gao's phone rang. Yu's mom. I just saw Yu's piano homework today. I must say, this is the best completion among the children I've taught. The technique and emotion are not inferior to adults who have practiced for years. I even suspect you specifically coached her. After hanging up, Chen Gao's doubts grew deeper. Did you coach Yu on the piano? I looked like I looked down on myself. Ha! With my level, I'm not even as good as Yu. Chen Gao was so angry in her heart. She couldn't get anything out of me no matter how she asked, yet she knew the truth. How about you go to the media room with me? She asked tentatively. I suddenly really want to hear you sing today. I looked at Chen Gao blankly and reached out to touch her forehead. Why are you so strange today? You're never like this. You're a superstar yourself. Why do you want to hear a layman like me sing? Did you get triggered? Chen Gao slapped my hand away. No. It's just that I saw a boy singing affectionately to a girl at our company today. Although he sang okay, it touched me, and I was already restless. How about we wash up and go to sleep? Lu Chen. Chen Gao gritted her teeth. I leaned into her ear and blew a breath. I've washed up. Chen Gao's body immediately went limp, and her anger dissipated instantly. Then I'll go take a shower. I jumped up excitedly. Whoo, let's get galloping! And whooshed into the bedroom. Chen Gao blushed immediately, peeked at the hidden camera direction, and stamped her foot in anger. Why couldn't I hold back? Damn it, I didn't get to ask what I wanted. The next day was sunny. Chen Gao left without even eating breakfast. She needed to get to the studio early. When Lu Xiaoyu woke up and didn't see Mom, she kept pouting during breakfast. I smilingly handed Lu Xiaoyu a card with Chen Gao's words on it. Yu, Mom came back too late yesterday and left too early this morning, I'm sorry. But Mom secretly kissed you several times while you were sleeping. Mom loves you. Lu Xiaoyu was instantly happy, her big eyes smiling into crescents. Mom seems to have changed. She cares about Yu more than before. If I could receive Mom's card every day, Yu would be in a particularly good mood. I dotingly touched her small head. Then Dad will tell Mom. In the Mom is Not at Home studio, Xiao Yu opened with excitement. Good morning, dear audience. Today we have the live broadcast of The Second Family, Best Actress Lee Xiaolu. Before the broadcast, we collected the scenes of superstar Chen Gaoyao after she returned home last night. Please look at the big screen. Chen Gaoyao immediately became nervous. Would the program crew be very boring? The footage unfolded, the house was spotless, and many viewers praised it. Suddenly a dialogue came from the screen. I get you. Just after your period ended, you want to close mouths with me? We're an old married couple. Besides, it's been half a month since we... Shy? Be serious. The Chen Gaoyao in the video was both shy and embarrassed. Exactly like her on the scene right now, her head almost buried in her chest. While I in the video had a cheeky look, yet revealed obsession with Chen Gaoyao everywhere, none of the mutual repulsion between husband and wife after being together for a long time like in other families, the bullet chat instantly exploded. Ha 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 ha, killing me. Nonsense! If my wife were superstar Gaoyao, I wouldn't even go to work, I'd stay home every day. Lu Chen's cheeky look is so charming. Like a little kid, love it, love it. Let go of that superstar, let it be me. After all, I'm not serious. The opening clip was like an interlude, bringing endless joy. After the laughter, Xiao Yu opened again gracefully. Now let's invite Lee Xiaolu to give a brief introduction of her husband and child, and then start our live broadcast. Lee Xiaolu was full of confidence. She stood up and smiled slightly at the camera. My husband's name is Li Liang. He is the general manager of a company. He usually pays most attention to the child's education, especially exercising the child's various abilities. No matter what it is, he can set an example for the child. My son is named Li Zixuan. He is 9 years old this year. He studies very well and has maturity and wisdom beyond children of his age. The bullet chat began to discuss. Best Actress Lee Xiaolu's husband seems much more high-end. Seems like a very well-educated family. During Superstar Gao's family broadcast, you are putting them down. Now before your own family starts, you're praising them. But as the footage unfolded, everyone was stunned. Li Zixuan was seen kneeling on the ground with 2 lines of tears hanging. Li Liang was sitting on the sofa with a gloomy face, smoking. Just as Li Xiaolu put her smiling face to greet the audience on the big screen, it turned black at a rate visible to the naked eye. Her whole body stiffened, and she explained awkwardly. Everyone, sorry for the laugh. It might be that Zixuan made a very serious mistake this morning. The bullet chat instantly boiled over. What serious mistake can a 9-year-old make? Gosh, there are still people making their own son kneel in this era? Are you sure this is the real father? Didn't she just say he sets an example for the child? He's just sitting in the living room, smoking like a lord? PF'd, a extremely disharmonious laugh suddenly sounded in the studio. Everyone's eyes turned to the observation seats. Fu Qinggrun was stifling a laugh. Su Binbin had switched to vibration mode. And Chen Gaoyao directly laughed out loud. Chen Gaoyao quickly apologized. I'm really sorry. It's mainly that this scene is a bit... Hey. The contrast with what Best Actress Lee Xiaolu said is a bit big. Li Xiaolu stared at Chen Gaoyao with eyes barely suppressing hatred. Superstar Gaoyao, children need strict education. I believe my husband has his reasons. At least he won't help the child with homework. I also hope everyone watches patiently. Xiao Yu hurriedly stood up to smooth things over. Everyone, please continue to observe and discover the precious shining points in Li Liang's parenting. The scene shifts. Li Liang crossed his legs and blew out a puff of smoke. His cold eyes looking at Li Zixuan. Do you know you're wrong? Li Zixuan trembled all over. I know. What should you do now? Do homework. Li Liang's eyes widened again. Then what are you waiting for? Li Zixuan quickly stood up, went to the desk, and began writing furiously. The camera zoomed in. Li Zixuan's homework was incredibly messy, and there were many mistakes. It looked like he was just trying to finish quickly. Regardless of quality, the bullet chat instantly exploded. Isn't this just... It's completely different from what Li Xiaolu said. Compared to Yu's homework, this is more than just a bit worse. Is this a very serious mistake? Isn't it normal for a child not to want to do homework? Why punish him like he dug up the ancestral grave? Dad, I'm finished. In the scene, Li Zixuan happily shouted, Li Liang, who was leaning on the sofa and dangling a cigarette, gave a grunt. Put it away after finishing. Dad, can I play with the phone for a while? Play then, don't bother me. Li Zixuan cheered and happily went to get the phone. The studio became quiet. Everyone seemed afraid to touch Li Xiaolu's anger. Li Xiaolu quickly explained. My husband is very busy. He will definitely check Zixuan's homework. He must be handling company matters now. But as the camera zoomed in and the screen showed the image on Li Liang's phone, everyone's eyes suddenly became strange. Chen Geyao asked lightly, if I'm not mistaken, he's scrolling through videos of beautiful girls dancing, right? Chen Geyao felt so good in her heart, she turned her head to Fu Qinggran. Teacher Fu, as a child psychology expert, what do you think? Fu Qinggran and Li Xiaolu were on very good terms. Before the Mom is Not at Home program started, the two had reached a united front. But being asked by Chen Geyao, Fu Qinggran was also in a difficult position. Li Liang's approach is not advisable. Making a child kneel just because they didn't take the initiative to do homework will have a bad psychological impact on the child. Smoking in the living room is not good for the child's health, and not checking the child's homework but being busy scrolling through the phone. That's why the child follows his example and goes to play with the phone too. Li Xiaolu tried her best to suppress her anger and glared at Fu Qinggran. What are you doing? Aren't we on the same side? Fu Qinggran also looked back at Li Xiaolu, her eyes full of helplessness. It's already like this. What else can I say? I can't say your husband is right, can I? I still want to keep my job. Throughout the morning, the studio scene was extremely dull. Li Liang was scrolling through videos of beautiful girls, and Li Zixuan was playing games. The number of viewers plummeted from over 2 million at the start to less than 500,000. At noon, the general director and deputy director's faces were both dark. Xia Yu, who was controlling the scene, struggled all morning and hurriedly came to the rescue. Now we've come to our interesting segment. Best Actress Li Xiaolu. Now you need to give your husband a call. Li Xiaolu quickly nodded, took out her phone, and dialed. In the scene, after Li Liang saw Li Xiaolu's incoming call, he frowned. Always calling all day long, like checking a post. So annoying. Li Xiaolu was stunned on the spot. Is this how you are when I'm not around? The bullet chat instantly boiled over. Li Xiaolu always claimed she and her husband are deeply in love. Why does it look like nothing of the sort? Superstar Chen Geyao never said that, but Lu Chen's love is very obvious. The gap between the two families is too big, and this live broadcast is so boring. Li Liang picked up the phone, and a sweet voice echoed in the studio. Dear wife, we haven't seen each other for only a few hours, and I miss you so much, as Best Actress. Li Xiaolu found at this moment that her acting skills were completely useless. She took a deep breath, suppressed her anger, and tried to make her voice sound calm. Husband, how's Zixuan's homework this morning? Did you check it? Li Liang's eyes were still fixed on the video of a beautiful girl dancing on the phone screen, looking impatient, but his tone was sickeningly sweet. Baby, Zixuan was so good this morning, the homework was written quickly, and, well, I've checked it all. It's all correct. Don't worry, I'll keep a close eye on our son's studies. The bullet chat instantly scrolled, frantically. If I didn't know the facts, I'd definitely be deceived by Li Liang's duplicity. Li Liang is definitely deep-minded. He lies without even blinking. He's too good at faking it. Can't accept this contrast. Suggest continuing the broadcast of Lu Chen's home. Li Xiaolu couldn't flare up in front of the camera, so she continued to ask, what about lunch? How do you plan to solve it? Zixuan is growing. Nutrition cannot be neglected. Li Liang responded offhandedly. Don't worry, wife. I found a professional nutritionist to match the set meal, and also hired a chef to cook at home. Guaranteed to have a balanced mix of meat and vegetables, absolutely meeting Zixuan's growth needs. Li Xiaolu knew Li Liang was not good at cooking, and thought this was fine, at least it wouldn't leave an impression of not caring about the child's diet, so she urged again. Husband, spend more time on Zixuan. Don't just be busy with work. A child's growth cannot do without our company. Li Liang's tone became obviously impatient. I know. Stop nagging, I know what I'm doing. Hanging up the phone. The disdain on Li Liang's face could no longer be hidden. So annoying, asking about everything all day. Has menopause come early? The bullet chat was ignited again. He actually said that about his wife. Too much. I dislike this man now. Lu Chen is so caring towards Chen Geyao. Li Liang is simply worthless in comparison. What kind of good child can such a father educate? Li Xiaolu saw the one-sided accusations in the bullet chat and hurriedly explained to the camera, No. Everyone misunderstood. We are used to joking around normally. We always talk like this. He didn't mean anything else. But the audience didn't buy it, and the bullet chat was still full of doubts. A doorbell rang in the video, and the so-called professional chef arrived with ingredients. Li Liang stood up and directed them to be busy in the kitchen. Pay more attention. The pots and bowls in my house are all imported. Why are you so clumsy? I'm telling you. My son is growing. Don't fool around with lunch, or I'll make you pay. Soon lunch was ready, and refined dishes were served on the table. But Li Zixuan only took one look and frowned, muttering, I don't want to eat these. I want fried chicken and fries. Li Liang's already irritable mood was instantly ignited, and he scolded Li Zixuan, Damn it, eat it or not, go hungry if you don't. At this time, there was an uproar in the studio, and the bullet chat refreshed frantically. His quality is too low, right? Swearing in front of the child, this is completely different from the husband image, Li Xiaolu said before. Educating the child purely by intimidation, no patience at all. So much worse than Lu Chen. Li Xiaolu looked at her unfamiliar husband in the video, her face turning green and white, wishing she could find a crack in the ground to crawl into. What made her even more speechless was what came next. On the big screen, Li Liang finished eating without even wiping his mouth, walked straight into the bedroom, lay on the bed, and started scrolling through beautiful girl videos again. Before long, snoring sounds rang through the whole room. The scene cut to Li Zixuan's room. While Li Zixuan was asleep, Li Zixuan stole the phone again to play Honor of Kings. Zhang Kui! You damn well stop hooking my daji. I hate you. Where are the teammates? Are all teammates dead? I'm so pissed. The bullet chat instantly exploded. How can this child be like this? Full of foul language. If my son were like this, I'd give him a big struggle session. The audience was dumbfounded, and the bullet chat was full of doubts about the quality of the father and son, and mockery of Li Xiaolu's previous bragging. Li Xiaolu was full of embarrassment, not knowing how to defend herself, only feeling she had lost huge face. Fu Qingran looked at this scene and couldn't help but worry. Tomorrow it will be my home's turn. I must not fail like Li Xiaolu. Chen Gayao leaned back on the comfortable backrest, a smile curving her lips. So comfortable. Comparing the warm interaction between her own Lu Chen and Yu Yu, she couldn't be happier. And they still have the nerve to talk about my Lu Chen? She intentionally brought it up. Teacher Fu, are you feeling unwell today? You're talking very little. Fu Qingran's face was extremely bad, looking at Chen Gayao with displeasure. Chen Gayao asked playfully, Why are you looking at me? At this time, as an expert in child psychology, shouldn't you stand out and give an evaluation? The host, Xiao Yu, saw the declining popularity and hurriedly said, Teacher Fu, do you want to give some suggestions? Fu Qingran had to pick up the microphone. Regarding Li Liang's education method, I do not agree. Picky eating and loving to play games are all bad habits. Parents should correct them in time instead of ignoring them. And swearing. This will affect the child's psychology. Parents should pay attention and intervene in time. After saying that, she hurriedly sat back. The live broadcast became dull and tedious, and the number of online viewers dropped all the way to only 200,000. In the director's room, Hongbo was dark-faced. What's wrong with this Li Xiaolu? Why is her husband like this? Deputy Director Zhang Zifeng looked speechless. Who knows? At that time, Li Xiaolu praised her family to the sky. Who would have thought it's like this? At the program scene, Li Xiaolu was already sitting on pins and needles. All reasons and excuses were exhausted. Unfortunately, the husband and son really didn't cooperate. No matter how eloquent she was, she couldn't save the collapsing reputation. At this moment, the bullet chat across the entire network was calling for me and Lu Xiaoyu to broadcast again. The corner of Chen Gao's mouth involuntarily turned up. Still acting tough? I don't even need to kick you while you're down, Li Xiaolu. What's this called? No comparison. No harm to you. The critical hits from your husband and son were truly merciless. Xiaoyu followed the process and hurriedly controlled the scene. Now please, best actress Li Xiaolu, call your husband again to see their situation. Li Xiaolu's heart was thumping. She dialed the phone. In the video, Li Liang opened his eyes, dazed, saw the caller ID, impatiently hung up directly, turned over, and continued to sleep. Li Xiaolu's face instantly turned black. The studio was in dead silence. The general director Hong Bo really couldn't watch any further. This won't do! All the popularity accumulated from the first session has been squandered. Stop it quickly. Xiao Yu heard the instruction, and the big stone in her heart finally fell. This job really isn't for humans. Seeing the first session so easy, I hope to rely on this S-class variety show to become a hit. But this second session, I'm just too hard-pressed. Dear audience, the live broadcast of Best Actress Li Xiaolu's Family ends here, on the way home. Li Xiaolu sat in the back of the Maybach, her face extremely bad, at her doorstep. She was still soothing her emotions. Can't get angry. Still have to live broadcast tomorrow. Calm down. After a while, she finally opened the door. As soon as she entered, she saw unwashed plates piled on the dining table. Li Liang had just woken up, rubbing his eyes and walking out of the bedroom, running head-on into the ill-tempered Li Xiaolu. He was startled and stuttered. "Why, wife? Why? Why have you come back so early? How is Zixuan at home today? How is the homework? Have you checked it? He hasn't played with the phone, has he?" A string of questions left Li Liang stunned. Why is my wife so concerned about the child today? But he quickly calmed down and answered skillfully. Written, checked, and no Zixuan was very well behaved today. Just then, a loud shout suddenly came from the room. "Zhong Kui, I'll curse your ancestors." Li Liang's face instantly darkened. "Wife, let me explain." Li Xiaolu was about to lose her temper, but thinking that this would be broadcast tomorrow, she had no choice but to force it down. "Go and take his phone and bring the homework for me to see." Li Liang was even more surprised. She didn't explode? Is this still my wife? Okay, I'm going right now. Li Liang rushed into Li Zixuan's room, followed by Li Zixuan's heart-wrenching cries. When Li Liang came out with the homework, before he even handed it to Li Xiaolu, he opened it and looked. The messy handwriting immediately dumbfounded him. Is this written by a human? In the backstage of the Mom Is Not at Home studio, the host Xiao Yu clutched her chest, feeling uneasy. She prayed silently that even if Fu Qinggran's family wasn't as good as Chen Geiao's, they had to at least be like Li Xiaolu's. After calming down, Xiao Yu revealed her signature golden smile and stepped onto the stage. Dear audience, good morning. Today we welcome the third family live broadcast, coming from my senior, the famous host Fu Qinggran. The bullet chat immediately began to discuss. Not interested. I still want to look at Lu Chen. This woman has the face of a dead fish, and she's a child psychology expert? Scaring my son to death? Don't mention it, my son made a fuss all day yesterday, asking me to play Honor of Kings with him. Same experience as above. I'm currently beating my son because his Zhongkui can't hook accurately. Hello, everyone. I am Liang Jichao's grandmother. I want to know what kind of place this is. Liang Jichao said I played dodgy like a little cutie and told me to come learn from the kids. Xiao Yu looked at the bullet chat awkwardly, but with her high professional quality, she forcibly pulled the audience's attention back. Dear audience, according to custom, we have intercepted part of the videos of Li Xiaolu and Chen Geiao at home. Please watch. On the big screen, Li Xiaolu suddenly became nervous. The production team wouldn't broadcast everything just for ratings, would they? Chen Geiao, on the other hand, lay back lazily on the sofa with an indifferent look. The broadcast screen unfolded, first showing the scene at Li Xiaolu's house. How was Zixuan at home today? How is the homework? Have you checked it? He hasn't played with the phone, has he? Written, checked, and no. Zixuan was very well behaved today. The audience curled their lips, but in the next second, Zhang Kui, I'll curse your ancestors. Li Zixuan's roar caused the entire venue to burst into laughter. Fortunately, the footage ended there. The editors in the editing room were in tears. Later, when Li Xiaolu saw her son being beaten, she and Li Liang started a mixed doubles match, and Li Liang's clothes were even torn. Can that be broadcast? So Bin Bin suppressed her laughter, her body twitching uncontrollably. Seeing the steadily rising popularity, the director group breathed a sigh of relief. But by now, the bullet chat had changed direction. Clearly, many people came for me. Xiao Yu received a prompt from the director group and quickly saved the scene. Next, let's take a look at the clip from superstar Chen Geiao's home. The screen expanded. Chen Gayao had just walked to the door when it was suddenly opened from the inside. "Mom, welcome home!" Lu Xiaoyu jumped out from the door happily and threw her arms around her. Chen Gayao's eyes welled up. Busy with work, she could hardly remember the last time she hugged her daughter. I stood by the door with a smile. You wouldn't sleep today," she insisted, on waiting for you to come home. Chen Gayao picked up her daughter at once, and Lu Xiaoyu hugged her neck, her small face pressed against her. "Actually, I couldn't help falling asleep in the middle, but Dad was squatting on the balcony waiting for you to come back the whole time." Only then did she notice a trace of fatigue in my eyes, and a sweet taste of happiness surged in her heart. Bullet chat exploded instantly. "God, can you give me a man like Lu Chen? I'm already interrogating my husband. No comparison, no harm. Compared with Lu Chen, what is Li Liang?" Li Xiaolu wished she could find a crack in the ground to crawl into. How does this always end up dragging me into it? Su Binbin looked at Chen Gayao's blissful face. "Sister Gayao, how did you find such a good husband? Teach me, will you?" "Sure, I'll advise you," the broadcast continued. When Chen Gayao returned home, there was still the spotless floor, clothes drying on the balcony, and a pot of porridge on the dining table. Lu Xiaoyu puffed out her small chest and said proudly, "Dad said Mom works very hard outside, so he made porridge for Mom. You participated too." I dotingly rubbed Lu Xiaoyu's small head. "Didn't Yu help a lot?" "Really? Mom must try it." Chen Gayao walked to the table. I had already served a bowl of porridge and said with a smile, "You're back just in time. The temperature is perfect." "Don't worry, millet porridge is low in calories and won't make my superstar's figure go out of shape, right?" Just then, Lu Xiaoyu tugged at the corner of Chen Gayao's clothes and whispered an exposé. "Dad is lying. He clearly reheated it several times." Chen Gayao's sense of happiness instantly peaked. At this moment, she questioned herself. Having been in the professional world for years, she knew the importance of academic background, so after having Lu Xiaoyu, she almost became a career fanatic. Her strictness toward her career gradually extended to Lu Xiaoyu's studies, but she ignored that for a child, happiness is the most important thing in childhood. Thinking of this, she unconsciously looked toward the direction of Lu Xiaoyu's room. I was patiently coaxing Lu Xiaoyu to sleep, and Chen Gayao's displeasure from yesterday, when I tricked her, instantly vanished. A man who supports her career, takes meticulous care of their daughter, doesn't let her worry about a single thing at home, and even hides his talent for her. In the eyes of others, I might be eating soft rice, but Chen Gayao knew that marrying me was the most correct decision of her life. Many people in the studio were moved by this scene. The last minute of the footage was of Chen Gayao leaving home in the morning, just like yesterday. On Lu Xiaoyu's pink desk, a small paper card was written, "Yu, thank you for the porridge you made for Mom. Mom loves you." After writing the card, she kissed the sleeping Lu Xiaoyu. However, as soon as Chen Gayao left, I discovered that Lu Xiaoyu had long been awake and was grinning while holding the card. I was caught between laughter and tears. "So you've been awake the whole time?" Lu Xiaoyu said with a giggle. Hee, I was afraid if I woke up too early, Mom wouldn't write the card or kiss Yu. I rubbed her hair. "You little rascal, go back to sleep for a bit. After I make breakfast, Dad will call you." "Okay, thank you, Dad." The scene ended here, and the audience thought it was over, but unexpectedly, the production team specifically recorded the scene of Lu Xiaoyu helping me cook porridge. It was warm and cute. The bullet chat exploded. "God, Yu is so sensible, what to do?" "I want the superstar, Lu Chen and Yu. I want to ask what color of sack Yu likes. In comparison, what is Li Liang?" Li Xiaolu felt helpless in her heart. Is this never going to end? The host, Xiao Yu, asked with a smile, "Yu is truly sensible. Superstar Gayao, can you share your parenting experience with everyone?" Xiao Yu bypassed Fu Qingran and handed the topic to Chen Gayao. Fu Qingran's face instantly collapsed. After all, she was the child psychology expert. Chen Gayao picked up the microphone, her voice like a spring breeze. "I'm ashamed to say, being busy with my career made me neglect Yu's education. Lu Chen takes care of almost everything at home. I actually did nothing, except for choosing to trust Lu Chen when he educates the child. The bullet chat exploded. Seeing the superstar once makes me want to beat my husband 10 times. The superstar's home is a warm family. Li Xiaolu's is simply unbearable. I hope Fu Qinggran's family can give some surprises. Fu Qinggran's husband owes several hundred million, probably has no status at home. Not just no status, even the dog at home barks at him. Because of Li Xiaoyu's appearance, the live room and studio were filled with infinite joy. The popularity that had plummeted because of Li Xiaolu was pulled back and even showed signs of a breakthrough. The main director, Hong Bo, was doubled over with laughter. The audience was reluctant to let go of the footage of Chen Gao's home, but some were also waiting to see the live broadcast of Fu Qinggran's home. Some even began to set the pace by comparing me with Ma Yu. Xiao Yu walked gracefully to Fu Qinggran's side. Now let's invite Fu Qinggran to give a simple introduction of her husband and child, and then start the broadcast. Fu Qinggran raised the microphone, her aura as a host fully open. To ensure no accidents today, she had rehearsed all the procedures with Ma Yu and Ma Xiaobao last night. Precise to every hour, it was foolproof. She revealed a trademark smile to the camera. Hello everyone, my husband's name is Ma Yu. Many people should know him. He is an actor who started as a singer. He has extremely high demands on himself, is a very self-disciplined person, and has great plans for everything he does. My son is called Ma Xiaobao. He is 9 years old this year. He studies very well and inherited his father's musical talent. He has loved various instruments since childhood and can't put them down once he picks them up. The bullet chat discussed, I've heard Ma Yu's songs, they're okay. His acting is average though. I didn't think he was that good. Yu Yu's piano playing was quite good, looking forward to Ma Xiaobao's performance. As the footage unfolded, everyone's first reaction was, a scholarly family. Fu Qinggran's house was filled with calligraphy, paintings, and musical instruments everywhere. Clearly, she had specially arranged this for the show. The bullet chat also discussed at this moment. Looking forward, looking at the arrangement of this family, the parents have put in a lot of effort. Exactly, the environment has a great effect on a child's worldview from an early age. It shows the parents' intentions. So many world-famous paintings. These things must be worth a lot of money, right? Host Xiao Yu asked, everyone sees that Teacher Fu's home is very special. Teacher Fu, please introduce it. Fu Qinggran tilted her head proudly and glanced at Chen Gao. As everyone knows, for children, artistic cultivation is as important as studying. Our family values it highly. We have all the 4 arts. My husband won't take Xiaobao to play games either. This speech was highly targeted, full of hidden jabs. Everyone's eyes turned to Chen Gao. Su Binbin praised opportunistically, Teacher Fu, with so many masterpieces in your home, it's clear you've put in a lot of heart. Hearing this, Fu Qinggran became even more proud. It's all for the child. For example, this violin in the living room was made by the genius Antonio of the Stradivari family in Italy. It's the best violin in the world, rare in number, excellent in tone, and impossible to replicate. Suddenly a commotion came from the audience. Chen Kangming, a titan in the music world, frowned and shook his head. Something's not quite right. In the director's booth, General Director Hong Bo couldn't sit still. This is a music titan. How much popularity could this bring to the broadcast? He excitedly grabbed the microphone. Quick, give the master a microphone. Chen Kangming took the microphone. Usually, I'm quite fond of the violin among Western instruments. But this violin on the wall is a bit off. If I'm not mistaken, the model of this violin is the Hammer violin. A few years ago, it set a new record at an auction with a closing price of $15.9 million. Of course, it's also possible I'm mistaken. The bullet chat exploded instantly. Can Fu Qinggran afford such an expensive violin? It's definitely fake. Probably got scammed. Hey, guess what? Not only is this violin fake, many of the calligraphy and paintings on the wall are also fake. I sell fake calligraphy, I know this. I was gonna say, you have money to buy such expensive things but no money to pay off debts? Seeing the bullet chat becoming uncontrollable, Fu Qinggran became anxious. The director's booth was also in a panic. They hadn't expected this. Xiao Yu hurriedly stepped in to save the scene. Teacher Fu was only a child psychology expert and host. She isn't a treasure appraisal expert herself, so buying a non-authentic item isn't a big deal. Moreover, Teacher Fu's original intention was to create an artistic environment for the child, which is something we should all learn from. Let's still focus on the broadcast itself and look at Teacher Fu's husband's education of the child. The live broadcast continued, but the living room was empty. Xiao Yu looked at Fu Qinggran in confusion, and Fu Qinggran also looked lost. Ma Yu didn't tell her he was going out today. The crew switched the camera to Ma Xiaobao's room. Ma Xiaobao was indeed awake, lazing in bed and playing on his phone. That's strange. Why is Zhang Kui so accurate today? Daji is so annoying. Can you just get lost? I'm dead again. He angrily threw his phone on the bed and started fighting with his pillow. Fu Qingyuan's mouth twitched, her chest heaving with anger. The instructions from last night? This brat didn't remember a single bit. The scene cut to Ma Yu's room, and Ma Yu was also playing on his phone, which was emitting soft, suggestive sounds. The bullet chat exploded instantly. Am I not watching an educational program? Where did this take me? I'm cursed! My headphones just ran out of battery. How do I explain this to my mom? Woo, you guys are just joking. I really got a slap from my mom. I was so scared, I thought I hadn't closed my Venice backstage. Su Binbin kept her head down, her ears red. Inner OS, I'm a singer. I really haven't learned facial expression management. Just as Fu Qinggran wished she could rush home and beat Ma Yu, Ma Xiaobao's shout came from the screen. Ma Yu, I'm hungry. Hurry up and make me something to eat. Ma Yu hurriedly rolled out of bed. Xiaobao, are you hungry? I want burgers, chips, and fries. But Mom instructed to have nutritious porridge in the morning. Ma Xiaobao instantly flew into a rage, grabbed a pillow, and threw it at Ma Yu. You loser! You do whatever I tell you to do! She's not home anyway! A flash of gloom appeared in Ma Yu's eyes, but he smiled and said, Okay, I'll go right now. After closing the door, his face instantly collapsed, and he roared fiercely. Damn it! Are you the father or am I the father? Ma Yu, what are you shouting about? Ma Xiaobao's questioning came from the room again. Ma Yu immediately adjusted his voice. Nothing, I'm calling KFC. Turning around, he directly turned off his phone. Eat! All you know is eating. Aren't you hungry? It would be better if you starved to death. The bullet chat exploded again. This father and son are incredible. It's the first time I've seen a father being filial to his son. A child will learn to be like whatever the mother is like to the father. It's clear what Fu Qinggran is usually like at home. I'm dying of laughter. What kind of family is this? Strongly suggests changing to the superstar's home broadcast. Fu Qinggran's face was extremely dark, and the other guests didn't expect to see such scenes either. As a child psychology expert, Fu Qinggran's family environment was the most anticipated, but the reality was eye-popping. The live broadcast became bland again, and popularity dropped sharply. Xiao Yu saw the critical state and hurriedly shouted, "Let's move to the next segment. How about Teacher Fu gives her family a call?" As soon as Xiao Yu finished her words, Fu Qinggran couldn't wait to press the dial button. In the footage, the phone rang, but it wasn't the phone in Ma Yu's hand. Instead, Ma Yu pulled out another identical phone from the bedroom. The caller ID strikingly read, "Poisonous woman. Why is this poisonous woman calling again? Truly annoying." Ma Yu picked up the phone with a look of disgust, his voice instantly becoming artificial and pretentious. "Hello, wife. Why are you calling me suddenly? Any instructions?" Ma Yu! This roar from Fu Qinggran directly made Su Binbin and Chen Geyao beside her tremble. At this moment, Fu Qinggran's lungs were about to explode from anger. You good-for-nothing Ma Yu, watching adult videos at home and hiding 2 phones from me. In the video, Ma Yu was so scared he almost knelt down. "Wife, what's wrong? Who made you angry?" Fu Qinggran suppressed her rage. "Ma Yu, what time did you guys get up today? Has Xiaobao written his homework? Did you check it? How did you prepare lunch?" A flash of disgust passed over Ma Yu's face, but he said confidently, "Of course, according to your schedule. We got up at 7 a.m. Xiaobao's homework is all finished. It's written very well. I've checked it, all correct. I'm going to cook lunch myself, don't you worry." The bullet chat exploded instantly. "I'm cursed. He tells this lie without even blushing or his heart skipping a beat. I've decided to award Li Liang's Oscar to Ma Yu, showing off his scholarly family," Fu Qinggran said coldly. "Fine, I'll check Xiaobao's homework when I go back today. Also, after eating, you must take Xiaobao to practice the piano and record a video for me." Ma Yu repeatedly agreed. "Don't worry, wife. I will definitely execute it. No compromises." After Fu Qinggran hung up, she found that the atmosphere in the studio didn't seem very good. She quickly explained, "Sorry for the laugh, everyone. It's not usually like this. Maybe Ma Yu has been in a bad mood lately." Chen Gao smiled meaningfully. Parents are role models for children. "Teacher Fu, are you usually too harsh on Mr. Ma at home? So much so that Xiaobao doesn't respect Mr. Ma? I'm just speaking of things as they are. I hope Teacher Fu can pay attention to this." Fu Qinggran's heart was gritted, but she remained calm on the surface. "Thank you for the suggestion, Superstar Chen. However, Xiaobao is usually very obedient." It must be that Ma Yu provoked Xiaobao. The bullet chat boiled over again. And she's a child psychology expert? I don't know about others, but if I called my dad by his name, my dad's shoe sole would really hurt me. Slander, pure slander. When did I ever hurt you? The scene cut back to Ma Yu's house. Ma Yu just breathed a sigh of relief, threw his phone on the ground, and flew into a rage. "Poisonous woman, old witch, damn it! If it weren't for me counting on you to guarantee the gambling agreement, I wouldn't be so cowardly." Before he finished, Ma Xiaobao kicked open the door. "Ma Yu! Where are my fries? Where's my burger?" Ma Yu turned his head and smiled humbly. On the way, on the way." Ma Xiaobao slammed the door shut again in displeasure. Not long after, Ma Yu's so-called cooking it himself became a takeout order. Seeing this, Li Xiaolu's back straightened a bit. At least Li Liang knew to hire a chef, while this Ma Yu directly ordered takeout for the child. After the meal, Ma Xiaobao was about to go back to his room to continue playing games. Ma Yu said ingratiatingly, "Xiaobao, Mom instructed to practice the piano. How about we practice for a bit?" Ma Xiaobao glared at him. "She's not home!" Ma Yu had no choice but to bring up Fu Qinggran. "Isn't it Mom who said to record a video for her?" A flicker of fear flashed in Ma Xiaobao's eyes, and he reluctantly compromised, "Forget it, I'll go practice." Arriving at the piano, Ma Yu set up the score, and Ma Xiaobao sat at the piano, his fingers hitting the keys randomly. The bullet chat exploded instantly. "God! What mistake did I make? Why torture me like this? I miss Yu playing the piano. That's what a human should listen to." Ma Yu's face was ugly. If this video was sent to Fu Qinggran, he would definitely be scolded. "Xiaobao, let's be a bit serious. If it's like this, Mom will be unhappy." Ma Xiaobao immediately flipped his face. "Edit it. Can't you just mute my video just now and dub it? Mom won't listen carefully anyway." After saying that, he stood up and walked straight toward his room. "Don't bother me," Ma Yu shouted in panic. "There's still homework. Mom wants to check it too." A Xiaobao opened the door and threw out a pile of books. "You just write it for me. Don't bother me anymore. I want to practice zhongkui." The atmosphere in the studio was dead silent. Xiao Yu was even more fuming. First there was Li Xiaolu, then Fu Qinggran. What's wrong with these celebrity parents? Su Binbin directly stated her thoughts. "Teacher Fu, I can see Xiaobao is very skilled at playing on the phone, but things like photo editing and faking are not acceptable." Li Xiaolu also added a blow. When Lu Chen helped Lu Xiaoyu with her homework, it was on the premise that Lu Xiaoyu was tired and needed to relax. Ma Xiaobao's attitude. Is it ultimately a problem with the parents' education? Fu Qinggran looked in shock at Li Xiaolu, who had been on her united front and was now defecting. Li Xiaolu deliberately avoided her gaze. "You didn't speak for me before. Why should I speak for you?" Chen Gayao shook her head slightly. Truly, the ship of friendship capsizes as soon as it's said. Seeing the performance in these two homes, she suddenly felt that me and Lu Xiaoyu were simply too perfect. Was she too perfectionist? Always wanting the best? Usually too harsh on Lu Xiaoyu, so much so that Lu Xiaoyu would lie to her? Thinking of this, Chen Gayao made up her mind. It couldn't be just me contributing, she also had to make changes and spend more time on the child. By the afternoon, the popularity continued to decline. Ma Xiaobao was playing games in his room. Ma Yu did make a few calls to discuss roles in the middle, but they were all rejected by the director. Seeing the popularity of the live room about to hit rock bottom, Xiao Yu quickly entered the next segment. "Teacher Fu, how about calling Ma Yu to ask about Xiaobao's situation and see how Ma Yu answers?" Fu Qinggran was unwilling in her heart. With Ma Yu's performance, this call would surely cause trouble. But the arrow was on the string and had to be fired. Before the call was connected, Ma Yu in the footage started swearing, "Zhongkui, why keep calling? Old poisonous woman." But after the call connected, he instantly became gentle. "Wife, any more instructions?" Fu Qinggran's face was dark. At this time, shouldn't Xiaobao be practicing the piano? Why don't I hear any piano sounds? Is he being lazy? Ma Yu panicked instantly. Xiaobao is tired and just took a break. I'll have him play a piece for you right now." He covered the microphone and rushed to Ma Xiaobao's room. "Xiaobao, Mom called. Why don't you come out and play for a bit?" Ma Xiaobao opened the door unwillingly, glared at Ma Yu, and sat lazily at the piano. The sound of the piano began, and it was simply unbearable. Fu Qinggran scolded without giving any face. "Ma Yu, is this how you teach the child when I'm not at home?" Speaking of teaching, Fu Qinggran's eyes rolled. Ma Yu studied music and was classically trained. Surely his piano playing was much better than Lu Chen's? Today, she was going to have Ma Yu perform live to outshine Lu Chen. "Ma Yu, you play a piece right now, immediately." Fu Qinggran's voice allowed no doubt. Ma Yu was stunned. Although he had a music background, after entering the acting circle, his piano skills had long since grown rusty. "Wife, how long has it been since I played?" "I told you to play, so play. Why so much nonsense?" Fu Qinggran's voice suddenly rose. Ma Yu's fingers holding the phone couldn't stop trembling. He could only compromise, "Okay, wife, I'll play right now." Fu Qinggran immediately revealed a winner's smile and said, intentionally or unintentionally, "My husband graduated from the Beijing Conservatory of Music, so the piano is of course no problem. He also often teaches Xiaobao to play piano normally." But looking at Ma Yu's reluctant expression, the audience clearly didn't believe it. The bullet chat exploded. "This is trying to benchmark against Lu Chen. It couldn't be more obvious." Lu Chen is just a layman. Ma Yu is classically trained, it's hard to say. So what if he's a layman? Lu Chen could accurately detect even such subtle staccatos, and his vocals aren't bad. If he debuted, he'd definitely be a huge star. In the video, Ma Yu began to play Moscow Nights. Soon, music titan Chen Kangming picked up the microphone to comment, "This piece is a common exercise for piano beginners. However," just as Chen Kangming finished the first sentence, a clear mistake by Ma Yu was captured by the camera. Chen Kangming frowned. "Something's not right. That syllable just now, there seemed to be a problem with the fingering." Ma Yu also discovered this. The wrong note made him extremely nervous, so much so that his fingers trembled. Several consecutive syllables were wrong. Even people who didn't understand music could hear the wrong notes. The bullet chat scrolled frantically. "He can even get this wrong! This piece is only entry level! This is too ridiculous. The Beijing Conservatory has this level? Give me a piano and I can do it too." Fu Qinggran didn't understand music, but seeing the reactions of those around her, she obviously sensed something was wrong. Her anger could no longer be suppressed. "Ma Yu, what on earth are you doing?" In the scene, Ma Yu was flustered by the roar. This. Haven't I not practiced for too long? I'm rusty, and I studied vocals. I'm not very skilled at the piano to begin with." Only then did Fu Qinggran react. "Right, Ma Yu studied vocals. It's normal that he can't play the piano well." Her eyes rolled. "Then how about this? Sing a piece for me. Sing 1,000 Miles Away." Ma Yu was stunned again. 1,000 Miles Away was a hit song covered by Chen Gayao, and it had high requirements for the singer's foundation and musical quality. It needed both breadth and depth and was extremely hard to sing well. The expression on Ma Yu's face was incredibly rich. But thinking it was just singing for Fu Qinggran, Ma Yu didn't care anymore. "Okay, wife, I'll sing right now." Ma Yu cleared his throat and then sang loudly. "You've left 1,000 miles away. My world has become black and white." The bullet chat instantly exploded. "Good Lord, that shout almost sent me away. The scene of inviting the whole village to a feast has been sung out. Take a break. From now on, the feasts in our village are all yours." For the first time, I feel the status of big bowl thick noodles is being challenged. Chen Kangming's face was ashen, and he directly stuffed the microphone behind him. Su Binbin tried her best to cover her mouth, struggling to maintain her image. Chen Gayao held her forehead with a helpless look, but couldn't help laughing. "Teacher Fu, it's clear your husband has really tried his best." Li Xiaolu stopped pretending and laughed out loud. Fu Qingran gave Li Xiaolu a secret glare and cursed Chen Geiyao in her heart. Besides kicking someone when they're down, what else can you do? In the studio, Ma Yu finally finished singing, his voice cutesy to the extreme. Wife, how was it? Did I sing well? Beep beep. Fu Qingran hung up the phone directly. The image she had painstakingly built in front of the screen was completely ruined by Ma Yu. The popularity of the live room was also sent away by thousands, with that shout of Ma Yu's. The two directors were even more fuming. Seeing the popularity drop further would affect the rating, so the director group immediately communicated with Xiao Yu to close the broadcast. Dear audience, today's live broadcast is about to end. The first episode of Mom Is Not at Home will also come to an end. Starting tomorrow, our program will welcome the second episode. The bullet chat exploded instantly. Finally waited for it. Tomorrow I can see my wife and daughter. Looking forward to Lu Chen singing. Am I the only one who cares about Lu Chen's Jiangkui? Host Xiao Yu clapped her hands, and a table appeared on the live screen. Parent-child interaction is an important link for enhancing feelings and enlightenment for children. The program crew has prepared interaction projects for the 3 guest families. Now the netizens will choose the first program for Lu Chen and Lu Xiaoyu of Chen Geiyao's home. The options on the big screen were mostly performing talents. Su Binbin looked longingly, singing. Sister Geiyao, Lu Chen, and Yu Yu both sang so well. I'm looking forward to it too. Chen Geiyao smiled. Let's look at the netizens. Votes? The bullet chat scrolled frantically. Goddess Binbin and Superstar Geiyao both want singing, everyone back me up. I registered a brand new account. I can cast 2 votes. Fighting for my wife and daughter. Driven by Chen Geiyao and Su Binbin, the number of votes for singing rose exponentially, and soon surpassed half of the online audience. Standing out, the goddess Su Binbin happily raised her hands to form a heart. Thank you to the netizens for your votes. Chen Geiyao revealed a sophisticated smile. Thank you everyone for supporting Lu Chen and Yu Yu's song. Once it is confirmed that it is Lu Chen's original work, I will represent Star Entertainment to release it online. I hope everyone supports it. Suddenly, Su Binbin squeezed into the camera's view and raised one arm. Chen Geiyao immediately understood and raised the other arm. The 2 beautiful superstars joined together to form a heart, and the bullet chat exploded again. My goddess is sending a heart to me. I always said my goddess loves me. Screenshotted. I'm making this my desktop background. You kid her fast. I screenshotted it too. I'm gonna put it on my trifold phone. Li Xiaolu and Fu Qingran locked eyes with dark expressions. All the camera time was being snatched by these 2. How frustrating. On the other side at home, Lu Xiaoyu and I had just finished a battle in the honor of King's Canyon. Lu Xiaoyu rubbed her little belly and blinked her watery big eyes. Dad, I'm hungry. I glanced at my watch and dotingly rubbed her small head. Mom sent a message saying she'll be back early today. What does Yu Yu want to eat? Lu Xiaoyu's eyes rolled. Dad, we had skewers yesterday. How about hot pot today? My expression stiffened. My wife, Chen Geiyao, is the famous self-disciplined queen of the entertainment industry, and her rule of having a light dinner is immovable if she knew we were having hot pot tonight. Is it difficult for Dad? Lu Xiaoyu grabbed my finger, her pink little mouth pouting high. Looking at my daughter's expectant eyes, I gritted my teeth. Not difficult. Not difficult at all. Yay, Dad is the best. Lu Xiaoyu wore the expression of a victor, while I had a smile on my face, but a heart full of bitterness. Making a daughter happy is truly a hard job. In the evening, Chen Geiyao arrived home. As soon as she opened the door, I, who had been waiting for a long time, grabbed her and hugged her. Wife, you're finally back. My sudden move left Chen Geiyao a bit confused. Before she could react, I carried her into the bedroom. Lu Chen, what are you trying to do? Chen Geiyao looked at my unusual behavior. Have you done something bad behind my back? Of course not. I quickly waved my hand. I want to talk to you. Talk about what? Chen Geiyao became curious. Can we have hot pot tonight? I held Chen Geiyao's arm with a pleading look. Pretty please. Chen Geiyao got goosebumps all over from my mushy behavior. Didn't I say we should eat light at night? Why suddenly hot pot? I just suddenly felt like eating it. I scratched the back of my head. Chen Geiyao scrutinized me and quickly realized she didn't dislike hot pot. It was just the timing that was wrong. Lu Chen definitely knew this. The only one who could make Lu Chen beg her to eat hot pot at night was Lu Xiaoyu. Okay, Chen Gayao agreed. What? I thought I misheard. You agreed? You agreed to have hot pot tonight? Chen Gayao nodded. Hot pot has clear broth and spicy broth. I'll just eat the clear broth portion, won't I? Without another word, I kissed Chen Gayao on the forehead. Wife, I love you so much. Don't worry, the ingredients were sent by Old Sun, guaranteed green, healthy, and pollution-free. After saying that, I rushed to the door and shouted, "You get ready, we're having hot pot tonight." Lu Xiaoyu had been waiting at the door long ago. Hearing that Mom agreed, she jumped up happily. "Mom, I love you." Chen Gayao's eyes lit up and she waved at Lu Xiaoyu. "You, come here. Lu Chen, go get ready. I have something to say to you." I was a bit worried. Was Chen Gayao going to assign some study task for tomorrow? We couldn't have the daughter unhappy before eating hot pot. Wife, what is it that you have to keep from me? Just say it directly. Fine, then no hot pot today, Chen Gayao threatened. I admitted defeat. As I walked out of the room, I glanced at Lu Xiaoyu. Daughter, Dad really tried his best. Lu Xiaoyu walked to Chen Gayao's side, seemingly a bit nervous. Chen Gayao had always arranged various hobbies and study tasks for her, so Lu Xiaoyu was always a bit timid when alone with her mom. Quote, "Mom, don't worry. Yu will definitely finish the homework seriously, study hard, practice the piano well, and my grades will definitely not drop." Chen Gayao was stunned. Looking at the nervous Lu Xiaoyu, she was a bit speechless. What's wrong, Yu? Mom believes in you, of course, but that's not what Mom wanted to talk about. She asked gently, "When I was tucking you in last night, I heard you singing, and it sounded quite good. What song was that?" Lu Xiaoyu didn't expect she would hum in her sleep and was a bit embarrassed. "Dad taught me. It's a song called Lucky 3. Chen Gayao's eyes lit up. "Really? Then can you sing a few lines for Mom?" "Of course." Lu Xiaoyu happily narrowed her eyes and sang. Chen Gayao was surprised to find that besides the child's voice part, Lu Xiaoyu sang the other segments very well too. In less than 3 short days, it was clear that Lu Xiaoyu had truly put her heart into learning this song. Lu Xiaoyu said excitedly, "Mom, Dad taught me this song, and the 3 of us sing it together." "Is that so? How does Dad sing?" Lu Xiaoyu nodded heavily. "Dad sings so well." Chen Gayao was delighted. Wasn't this the task assigned by the program crew? She crouched down and said to Lu Xiaoyu with a smile, "I see. Then Mom will give you a task. Tomorrow, you and Dad will sing this song together and then film a video for Mom, okay?" "Really? Mom likes it too?" Chen Gayao rubbed her head. "Anything Dad and Yu sing Mom likes, then it's a deal." At the dinner table, I put a piece of meat on Chen Gayao's plate and asked as if casually, "What secrets were you 2 whispering in the room just now?" Chen Gayao's eyes curved as she asked back, "Lu Chen, you know how to sing? You said you sing quite well." My movement paused, and I gave a couple of dry laughs. "I know a little bit, but definitely can't compare to you." Chen Gayao followed up, "Is Lucky 3 your original work?" I hurriedly stuffed a piece of meat into my mouth to hide my guilt. "I guess you could say so. Based on the timeline, this song wouldn't be released for several years, and it becoming a hit was even further away." Chen Gayao raised an eyebrow. "Either it is or it isn't. What do you mean, I guess so? Is it or not?" I nodded, my voice a bit weak. "Yes." Chen Gayao didn't expect this song was really my original. Although it wasn't mainstream pop music, for a family with children, it was an exceptionally rare good song. Chen Gayao announced, "I just gave Yu a task. Tomorrow, you will teach her to sing this song at home." "You 2 were talking about this in the room just now?" I breathed a sigh of relief. It turned out I had overthought it. Chen Gayao emphasized again, "Otherwise, you must take this seriously. Learning vocals is very important for Yu too. Of course, the most important thing is still to study well. Other hobbies can only be developed on the premise of ensuring good grades." Hearing about studying, I hurriedly put another piece of meat on Chen Gayao's plate. Eat meat, eat meat. Today's mutton is exceptionally fresh. Old son heard you were eating and cut it himself. Chen Gayao gave the meat to Yu Yu. I have to control myself. Did you hear what I just told you? I nodded repeatedly. I heard. Don't worry, Yu Yu likes this song too. I'm certainly willing to teach. Yu Yu wanted to say she liked it very much, but her little mouth was stuffed with meat, so she could only keep nodding, looking adorable. Task accomplished. A satisfied smile finally appeared on Chen Gayao's face. After dinner, I finished cleaning the dishes, washed up, and went back to the room. I took a flying leap onto the bed, pinning Chen Gayao down. Wife, your husband is here. Chen Gayao swatted me in a panic. Is Yu Yu asleep? Don't worry, she's practically snoring. Go away. My daughter doesn't snore like you. I gave a chuckle. The company isn't busy today? It's rare to be back so early. Chen Gayao suddenly rolled over and looked at me solemnly. Lu Chen, while Yu Yu is asleep, there's something I want to talk to you about. Her rare seriousness made me turn serious too. Okay, go ahead. That song Lucky 3, whether it's the lyrics, the melody, or the singing style, it's all first class. I believe if this song is released, it will definitely become a hit. I nodded. I had seen this firsthand. My wife's eyes were indeed sharp. Do you mean you want to release it? But most people in your company are young. This kind of song might not be suitable, right? But it's very suitable for our family. Chen Gao's eyes were sparkling. This song is about family. We are perfect for it. I nodded slightly and agreed immediately. Fine, but you're usually so busy. Is it okay? Chen Gayao tilted her head proudly. Have you forgotten who your wife is? I'm the queen of the music world. It's just one song. I can handle it easily. Seeing my wife so confident, I naturally had no objection. But Chen Gayao suddenly lowered her head and took my hand. Lu Chen, actually this isn't what I most wanted to talk about. Are you hiding something from me? I still want you to say it yourself. My heart tightened. You know, when did you find out? 3 days ago. I breathed a sigh of relief. All right, I admit it. I originally wanted to give it to you on our anniversary. Since you found out, let it meet its owner early. Before Chen Gayao could react, I pulled her up and took a ring from under the pillow. 2 months ago, a famous Italian jewelry brand released 9 diamonds. This one, named Miracle of the Sea, I felt was very suitable for you. They only released the diamonds. The setting was custom made by me. Hurry, put it on and try it. Chen Gayao was overjoyed as she touched the blue diamond. But I scratched my head. It seems I'll have to worry about the anniversary gift all over again. Chen Gayao was anxious. That's not what I was talking about. Then I really haven't bought anything else. I really haven't. Except for taking Lu Xiaoyu to play Honor of Kings and eating skewers. I felt a bit guilty. Could I have been discovered? Impossible, I was seamless. Could it be Lu Xiaoyu confessed herself? What a father-pitting kid. Almost at the same time, both spoke. You know music, don't you? I admit it. The two looked at each other, their heads full of question marks. Chen Gayao spoke first. What do you admit? I rolled my eyes. Fine, I admit I know music. Chen Gayao's eyes turned red. Then why didn't you tell me? I always thought you knew nothing. Your musical talent is so good. Isn't staying home with the kid a waste of talent? I hurriedly comforted her. Oh, it's enough for our family to have a big star like you. I'll just be your house husband. Besides, I love taking care of the child. You don't know when you're not home, You what? Chen Gayao narrowed her eyes and stared at me. I instantly realized I had misspoken and quickly backtracked. I missed you so much. Fearing Chen Gayao would continue to dig deeper, I rolled over and pinned her down, covering her mouth. You're pinning my hair. The next morning, Mom, get up! Lu Xiaoyu was skipping around early in the morning to call Chen Gayao. After I made breakfast and found my wife hadn't gotten up, I hurried to the bedroom. Wife, why are you staying in bed? Do you have a cold? I nervously felt Chen Gayao's forehead. You see, Chen Gayao was always self-disciplined, waking up at 7 a.m. sharp every day, but today she had sleep until 8 a.m. I breathed a sigh of relief. No fever. Chen Gayao stretched and said full of energy, I'm fine, I just slept so well last night. These past few days, she had been under tension and lacked sleep. Before sleeping last night, she insisted Lu Chen sing to her. She didn't expect to sleep so peacefully. It seems he'll have to sing every day from now on. Quote, then get up quickly. Your husband made silver ear and yam porridge today. It's delicious. Hearing that, Lu Xiaoyu's eyes lit up. Yay! I dreamed about Dad making porridge last night. Chen Gao checked the time, ate a few bites hurriedly, and rushed out the door. I stood by the window watching her car leave the neighborhood, shaking my head helplessly. Clearly she's the boss, yet she has to be so punctual. Lu Xiaoyu pulled my hand and said, Dad, my plan for today is to finish my homework in the morning, then practice the piano for a bit. I want braised ribs for lunch, and you teach me how to sing in the afternoon, I said with concern. There's no need to work so hard. If you want to rest, you can. No. Lu Xiaoyu shook her head repeatedly. I promised Mom yesterday that I would learn Lucky 3 today. If I learn it early, Mom can sing it with us. What a sensible daughter, I agreed immediately, no problem.